Iran overnight. It's now 3 straight nights without attacks after 13 straight days of resumed American bombing. Iran says as long as that pause continues, it won't go on the attack. U.S. Ambassador to the UN Mike Waltz tells Fox News Sunday talks continue trying to end the conflict.
We've had both Oman and Iran and a number of our other negotiators engaged at every level.
Ukraine has gotten involved.
According to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, this weekend Ukrainian forces struck Iranian vessels that were carrying military cargo between Russia and Iran in the Caspian Sea. Now, the Iranians responded by saying the strikes cannot go unanswered. There are a lot of moving parts in the region, but there's also an ongoing U.S. military buildup to give President Trump a variety of options moving forward.
Fox's Trey Yingst in Tel Aviv, and as the fighting is on hold, oil prices plunged. WTI down more than 7%, over 8% for Brent crude. Gas prices, though, up 11 cents from last Monday. America's listening to Fox News.
No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk. KZRG, extreme heat warning in effect until Tuesday. Tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Could be longer, heading for a high of 99. Heat index could feel like it's as high as 110. Your complete forecast with KZRG meteorologist Ken Boone. Following sports, that'll be at 6:08. 75 in Neosho. It's 81 in Pittsburgh, 81 in Galena, 81 in Joplin. AM 1310, FM 102.9, 105.9. And on your smart speaker, News Talk, KZRG. Winners announced in the 2026 Focus on Missouri Agriculture Photo Contest. Steve Smith tells us all about it.
Holly Brown of Webb City won in 2 categories, including the special award for a photo chosen by Governor and Mrs. Mike Kehoe. The contest Best in Show winner was Jordan Crozier of Rich Hill, Missouri. The contest was sponsored by the Missouri Department of Agriculture. There were over 700 people who entered. The winning photos will be on display at the Missouri State Fair August 13th to the 23rd in Sedalia. Steve Smith, News Talk, KZRG.
Get rid of Missouri income tax? Governor Mike Kehoe says yes.
The White House has looked at our proposal. Your Economic Development Office has decided that Amendment 5 is the best way to move forward for growing our economy, growing our population, and quite frankly, providing opportunities for Missourians for generations to come. Phase out and eventually eliminate Missouri's income tax, putting money back into Missourians' pockets for them to have the buying power instead of a politician to choose to spend their money on their family and what their needs are that fits their needs the best.
But opponents say it only helps the rich.
Get to know the candidates and the amendments you'll be voting on. Plus, you get to meet Ted. It's the free watermelon feed in Neosho.
Got a lot of information to get to folks, but that's going to be this Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, July the 28th. That's going to be at 6:30 p.m. in Big Spring Park, which is the most scenic municipal park in the state of Missouri.
That's Nick Myers, who says it's going to be very informative, so come on out tomorrow. And by the way, yes, Ted will be there, and the timer is going to be watching the time to make sure you don't speak longer than you're supposed to.
I was going to monologue for a very, very long time. Nick Myers was very clear that is not going to happen.
I can't wait to see them take the microphone away from you. If you see news, text us at 417-782-1310. It's 6:05, 81. Jeez. News Talk, KZRG.
The August 4th primary elections are just around the corner. In fact, early voting has already started in the area. Jasper County Clerk Charlie Davis tells News Talk KZRG it's a pretty painless process.
The last 2 weeks prior to the election, anybody can come in and vote absentee for any reason or no reason at all. It's a lot more convenient to come into the courthouse in Carthage or the courts building in Joplin, and you walk in, and it's just at the 2 courthouses. You have the courthouse in Carthage at 302 South Main, and then the 633 South Pearl, the courts building here in Joplin, room 198.
Davis reminds you to be sure to bring your photo ID with you when you go to the polls.
The arrival of Union Pacific's historic Big Boy steam engine last week in Missouri attracted thousands of railroad buffs. Sue Danielson has the story.
Joel Rhodes of the State Historical Society of Missouri says the Pacific Railroad, which began in St. Louis in 1851, was one of the first railroads west of the Mississippi. It went bankrupt and was eventually absorbed into Missouri Pacific, also known as MoPac.
That is the beginnings of Big Boy's route.
Union Pacific bought Missouri Pacific in the 1980s. Rhodes says the railroads transformed Missouri into a once isolated area to part of the national economy. Sue Danielson, MissouriNet.
The Royals were winners yesterday, according to Joe Morgan.
From late game heroics in Kansas City to a tough battle in St. Louis, here's a quick look at your weekend sports. The Royals pulled off a thriller against the Tigers, 5-4. Michael Massey provided the eighth inning magic, launching a clutch 2-out, 2-run homer to push KC ahead for good. The Royals get to enjoy a well-earned day off today before kicking off a home series against the Twins tomorrow night at 6:40. Meanwhile, over in St. Louis, it was a tough afternoon at Busch Stadium for the Redbirds. The Cardinals couldn't mount a late comeback, dropping a tight 5-3 series finale to the division rival Cincinnati Reds. St. Louis gets right back at it on the home turf tonight, taking on the Cubs at 6:45. Catch all the action on AM 1230 The Talker. Sports is brought to you by Hickman Lawn and Landscape for professional lawn and landscape solutions in Webb City and Joplin. Choose the experts at Hickman Lawn and Landscape. Visit hickmanlawns.com. That's a look at sports. I'm Joe Morgan for News Talk KZRG.
Your news, the service of Galena Liberty Pawn. Need to turn your gold and silver into cash? Get top dollar directly from the refiner and buy gold and silver bullion at Galena Liberty Pawn, South Main Street in Galena. I'm Steve Scott.
And I'm Joe Morgan.
Next news at 6:30, breaking news as it happens. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk. KZRG. Now, KZRG meteorologist Ken Boone.
Here is your KZRG forecast. Extreme heat warning through 7 a.m. Tuesday. Heat advisory 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Tuesday. Sunny, dangerously hot and humid today. Temperatures approaching triple digits. Heat index as high as 110 or more. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone of the KZRG Storm Center.
Weather is the service Buffalo Run Casino. Proud to welcome rock gods to Miami Beach on Route 66, Friday, July 31st. See the greatest tribute on earth for free and let the good times run at Buffalo Run Casino.
Clean sweep so far this morning on the KZRG Storm Tracker radar. At 6:08, it's 75 in Neosho, 75. Make that 81 in Pittsburgh, 81 in Baxter Springs, 81 in Joplin. News Talk KZRG with 100 weather updates every 24 hours. KZRG News Time, 6:08.
Hey, what do you have there?
I'm just reading through Jill Carter's voting record. Did you know Jill Carter voted to give millions of our tax dollars to billionaire professional sports team owners?
Really? Why would she do that?
Jill says she didn't get a chance to read the bill.
Wow, isn't that her job?
Exactly, but...
Good morning, everybody. Joe is here. Good morning to you, Sir Joe. Sarisa, Charlie Davis. Look at that. What's up, Big C? Big C, Big C. Not to be confused with the Holy C. As much as I like you, Charlie, you're not quite that level. I'm just messing. How are you guys doing this morning? Everyone have a good weekend, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I had what did I do this weekend? Oh, I watched one of my friends, their favorite movie of all time. Well, not of all time, but one of their favorite movies is Secret Life of Walter Mitty. And a disappointingly large number of our friends had never seen it before. So we did a little screening at my house of it, which was fun. And then yesterday, I played Battlefield 6 all day. It was fantastic. It's actually a perfect Sunday afternoon. I also watched a single episode of Game of Thrones, which, as it turns out, pretty good show. Honestly, I get I'm on season 2 of Game of Thrones. I get the hype. Really, I do. The hype, I think, was appropriate. It was appropriately hyped, honestly. I will say this, though. There is a lot of unnecessary and graphic sex scenes. So,
really? Just did not interest you at all.
Literally, there's so many. I'm like, how does this propel the plot at all? Like, and some of them do propel the plot.
The family members.
Wow. You're more right than you would think. But some of them do propel, push the plot forward in that a lot of that show are different clans of people vying for power and trying to make different deals with each other. And some of those deals are like, oh, my kid will marry your kid. And then now our families are tied together through marriage. So some of it is like that. So it's like, I get it. But some of it was just like, this doesn't seem necessary.
Standard of Excellence guides every job we do because earning your trust matters. Need it done right the first time and fixed fast? That's a job for JB. Give us a call, 417-647-3100, or get started at gojbelectric.com.
Life moves fast, and it's easy to feel spiritually drained. That's why InTouch.org is here to help you stay grounded in God's Word every day. At InTouch.org, you'll find biblical teaching from Dr. Charles Stanley, daily devotionals, free resources, and messages that speak directly to what you're facing. Whether you need encouragement, clarity, or a moment to reconnect with God, it's all right at your fingertips. Discover a place to grow your faith and find real hope at InTouch.org.
Here it comes. Surprise! There's an avocado shortage! Now half your food truck menu is costing more than it's making you! Also, you're out of napkins!
Those aren't cheap! Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise, saving 10% or more on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, an ice cream truck stole your parking spot! Looks like you're in a turf war!
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
You are listening to News Talk KZRG 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310. Live from the Downstream Casino Resort Studio. From Studio 1Z. With the latest news, commentary, and weather. It's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
Just after 6:10 in the AM, it's FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310. We're also streaming live at newstalkkzrg.com on the KZRG app, which is totally free to download in the App Store or Google Play Store, and on our KZRG video live stream sponsored by Fast Monkey Auto and Liberty Tree Guns.
And we're even on AM 1230 The Talker right now.
We're even on AM 1230 The Talker right now, and Radio HD2, of course. Who can forget everyone's
Kicks
absolute
102.5
favorite?
HD2.
That's true. How's the heat today, Steve?
Well, it's kind of complicated, but yet it's not. We have an extreme heat warning in effect until 7 tomorrow morning, followed by a heat advisory in effect from 7 tomorrow morning until 7 tomorrow night. Now, basically, what's that meaning? It's meaning it's going to be hot. The high today near 100. The high tomorrow, 101 for the actual temperature highs. The heat index today is high as 107. Heat index tomorrow is high as 110. So that's what I don't understand. We've got an excessive heat warning today with a lower temperature and a lower heat advisory or heat index. But, hey, I just read it. Then for Wednesday, it's going to be 97, so cooler, but it'll still be partly sunny and hot, and winds are going to be out of the south around 6 miles per hour on Wednesday. We're going to be talking to KZRG meteorologist Ken Boone this morning at 7:25 and get the scoop on this heat.
That's coming up at 7:25. Coming up at 7:10, Joplin Mayor Rob O'Brien. We'll be talking to him about flock cameras in the Joplin metro area. Those are AI-powered, well, I guess they're electricity-powered, but they have AI capability cameras that are always on, always watching, and they scan vehicle data as vehicles drive by. We're talking license plates. We're talking make and model and year of cars. We're talking paint. We're talking if there's a chip or a dent in the door, it's able to distinguish that and let the police know, hey, here's the car you're looking for. One Arkansas community had flock cameras and decided to do away with them as a result of low public trust and concerns of, well, the Big Brother police state. Kind of interesting. We're going to have that story for you later on this morning at around 7:40. But we're going to be asking Joplin Mayor Rob O'Brien about that, along with the Joplin Homeowners Lead Program, a program designed for Joplin homeowners to sign up for, and they'll send people out and make sure there's no lead paint in your house or in your pipes or in your walls or something like that. So we'll be talking to him about that as well. Hey, by the way, don't forget, the Joplin election headquarters is up. It is active. It has information that you need to be an informed and, more importantly, confident voter. come August 4th. We're talking sample ballots. We're talking who's running and for what seats they're running for, what party they represent. Are they a libertarian? Are they a Republican? Are they a Democrat? Are they the Green Party? All the info right there, along with clear maps. Where do you live? And / which county, which city, which street do you live on? And it'll show you very clearly in this very easy to use map what your precinct is, what exactly you'll be voting on. So all that information can be found at the Election HQ. Go to newstalkkzrg.com/elections. KZRG News Time 6:15. All right, let's get into some news here, shall we, Steve?
Oh, please. Go for it.
Ted is invited to... Wait, what? Oh, no, sorry. That was my wish list for news items.
That was your wish list, but no, you're not invited.
All right, here's the real news. The Missouri Office of Administration hosted its third annual Hire a Veteran Day event. This was held at the Missouri State Capitol, and basically the idea was it brought together vets and state agencies to expand career opportunities for former service members. That's pretty cool.
That's very cool,
Yeah.
especially something we need to hear about coolness during this heat.
Yeah, right. Now, originally, this was launched as a simple call to encourage businesses to hire veterans, but it's grown into a massive nationwide movement. And the whole idea is, hey, let's find these vets that risked everything for our safety to gainful employment. Let's link these two things together. And let's show that there are pathways to success following military service. And I think that's awesome. To me, this very much so is one of those things where you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day, you teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. Veterans in this country, they're not asking for handouts. They're not asking for, hey, give me this and give me that. All they're asking for is an opportunity, a chance to prove themselves in the workforce. And when you do that, you're not just giving them a one-time handout, like giving them a fish to feed them for a day. No, you're giving them an opportunity, a lifetime of chances, which I think is great. Teaching a man to fish, so to speak.
I think it's fantastic as well. It's great that it's happening for the veterans.
Yeah. Missouri Governor Mike Kehoe, he said, quote, "Veterans bring discipline, accountability, resilience, and commitment to excellence that elevates every workplace they join. Taking time to acknowledge the service of the men and women who have served matters deeply, not just as a gesture of gratitude, but as a reminder that their willingness to step forward and give so much continues to shape and strengthen our communities. The commitment and sacrifice of our veterans deserves to be seen, celebrated, and never taken for granted." End quote. And I agree with that. And that's kind of the other thing, too, that I thought was kind of neat about this is, you know, when the government does something like this on a local level, not that statewide is necessarily local, but it's more local than federal. But when a government does this on a slightly more local level, it is sending a message. Now, the government can't say private companies must participate and must do this, but it is leading by example, right? Hey, we are a government agency. We have statewide agencies that need people to fill roles. We are going to put this event together, and we are going to show to the free market that hiring veterans is a good idea. We're not just going to tell you and lecture you that it's a good idea. We're going to show you that it's a good idea by hiring veterans, by putting these events on and watching our programs flourish. And hopefully the free market takes note and goes, hey, that was a great example you set. I'm watching these state agencies do much better than they have in the past after they hired a bunch of veterans. Maybe that's something I should bring to my private company or to my corporation or whatever, right? I think that's a great way of leading by example as opposed to leading by just command.
You should learn.
I should learn?
Yeah.
I've never learned anything once in my life. Steve, ask me a question. Ask me a question right now.
Instead of making us, by commanding us to do things.
Oh, ask me a question. See if I learned anything.
Okay. You're never going to get invited to family game night on Thursday.
That was a statement, not a question, Steve.
Are you ever going to be invited to family game night on Thursday?
I don't know. I've never learned that.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, there you have it. You can get all the details on this program at newstalkkzrg.com. KZRG News Time 620.
And now, KZRG's Big Three on News Talk KZRG.
Number 3.
A 20-year-old man from Pineville died on Saturday after he crashed in rural McDonald County. His 2007 Dodge Caliber was traveling eastbound when his car went off the left side of the road overcorrected, then shot off the right side of the road and overturned.
Number 2.
A community in Arkansas announcing they will no longer use their Flock license plate reader program. Flock cameras use AI to scan vehicle data as cars drive by, and the Pea Ridge Police Department said they will find the technology useful. Public trust, or said that while they find the technology useful, public trust in the technology is low enough to withdraw from the program.
Number 1.
A federal judge has said that the BBC cannot relitigate the 2021 Capitol riot, but the judge said the BBC can probe how Trump's January 6th speech was understood by the public as Trump sues the organization for $10 billion. We'll have details as they develop.
Now, the KZRG question of the day.
Yesterday was National Parents Day. What do your parents mean to you? We want to know. Go to KZRG's Facebook page or text us at 417-782-1310. What do your parents mean to you? Coming up, what's going on with your money? On FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, News Talk KZRG. Good morning.
Here is your KZRG forecast. Extreme heat warning continues through 7 a.m. Tuesday morning. We have a heat advisory in effect from 7 a.m. Tuesday through 7 p.m. Tuesday. Sunny, dangerously hot and humid today. Temperatures approaching triple digits with a heat index as high as 110 or more in spots. Upper 70s tonight. Sunny, dangerously hot and humid again tomorrow with afternoon highs near 100. Slight chance for showers and storms Tuesday night into early Wednesday. Highs Wednesday low to be.
Good morning, everybody. Joe, good morning. Brian, good morning to you, sir. Doc, Docaroni and cheese. How's everybody doing? Hopefully, excelente. Excelente. Yeah, what are your thoughts on those flock cameras? As a matter of fact, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm probably going to make that the question of the day mañana. Let's see here. Let me take a note here. What's tomorrow, the 28th?
Chapter 2. I will jump into the road, said the adolescent insect. No, young grasshopper, do not test the pavement, for you run the risk of being
Yeah, I think the thing about flock cameras is 100, and I've talked about this on air before, and I'll talk about it. I'll probably say this exact same thing later on this morning at 7:40 when we talk about the flock cameras. But I think two things can be true at once. I think it can be true that they are legitimately helpful to helping solve crime and find missing persons and stolen vehicles, and I think they are legitimately very helpful to the police. That is true. I also think it is true that they are a little big brothery and they are a little police statey. You know, if you had a camera, if the government had a camera on every single doorstep, of every single home and every single building in this entire country, then yeah, crime probably would plummet. Crime would also plummet if we just executed everyone for every crime they committed. You know what I mean? So there's a certain point where there's kind of a balance between law and order and, hey, I don't really want to live in a police state. And where is that balance? A lot of people think that the flock cameras sort of sway that balance in favor of law and order, but at the expense of privacy and at the expense of not living in a Big Brother state. So reasonable minds can differ on that, though, and I'm very open to changing my mind on it. I've seen a lot of arguments for and against flock cameras. A lot of the arguments on both sides are extremely compelling, and that is why I've reached a conclusion that why can't both of them be true? And I think they are true. I think flock cameras are very helpful, and I think they're also a little big brothery. But what are your thoughts on them? It's a tough one. It is a tough problem, for sure. All right, I'll switch you guys over so you can hear what's going on with your money. You don't have to hear me blathering on.
It means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
I'm Nicole Murray with your money now. Shares of chipmaker Changshin Technology Group rose more than 500% this morning as the company debuted on Shanghai's tech-heavy Star Market, making CXMT the most valuable China-listed company. CXMT raised $8.6 billion during its debut. Shares of South Korean internet and cloud service giant Naver jumped more than 10% this morning after it said NVIDIA would acquire $1 billion of its new shares to finance a project to expand an AI data center. The move underscores a deepening partnership between the two companies, which in June announced plans to build global AI infrastructure in the Asia-Pacific region, Europe, and the Middle East. The Wall Street Journal reports that NVIDIA is in talks to provide roughly $250 billion in financing guarantees for OpenAI as part of a massive data center project. The backstop from NVIDIA would help the ChatGPT maker lease a 10-gigawatt project that SoftBank's energy subsidiary is developing in southern Ohio. Futures are sharply higher. That's your money now.
That'll be $84.52.
Perfect. Grab the bags, honey.
Mom, why do you always check your phone before we pay?
I'm just claiming my cash back on the Upside app. Since we're getting the groceries here and we filled up the car on the way, I've already earned enough this morning to pay for that pizza night we're having Friday.
Wait, so the app pays for pizza?
Not exactly, but the cash I earn on stuff we need helps us pay for the stuff we want. It's just a little win for our family every week.
Get more out of your everyday. Upside is the free app that gets you cash back on routine purchases like gas, groceries, and dining out at more than 100,000 locations nationwide. No points, no rebates, just cash back straight to your wallet. Download the free Upside app and use promo code ACT5 to get a $5 bonus on your first purchase. That's promo code ACT5 to get a $5 bonus. Remember, use promo code ACT5.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Catch my show every weekday. It all starts at 2 for honest news, truthful news on News Talk, KZRG. Depend on it.
It's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk, KZRG.
Extreme heat warning in effect until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. As of right now, a heat advisory then goes into effect from 7 tomorrow morning until 7 tomorrow night. It's going to be sunny. It's going to be hot today. We're expecting a high near 100 with the heat index as high as 107. Then tomorrow, it's going to be mostly sunny and hot with the actual high near 101, heat index as high as 110, possibly a little bit higher than that. We're going to be talking to KZRG meteorologist Ken Boone at 7:25.
Yes, indeed. At 7:10, we'll be joined by Joplin Mayor Rob O'Brien. And at 7:40, we'll be talking about flock cameras. Flock cameras are these cameras that police departments across the country have put into various communities. And it's sort of this giant neural network, so to speak, of cameras that are AI-powered that can scan vehicles that drive by and get their license plates and their make and models and the years and all the data and all that good stuff. We're going to be talking about that at 7:40 because a community in Arkansas had flock cameras and decided to do away with them for a very surprising reason. That's coming up at 7:40. On FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, and on your smart speaker, News Talk KZRG. Hey, by the way, don't forget the August 4th ballot, or voting day, I should say, just around the corner. Early voting has already started, but if you want to go in to the polls with confidence and feel like you're an informed voter, you can get all the information you need for these upcoming elections at News Talk KZRG's elections headquarters. It's totally free to check out. It's at newstalkkzrg.com/elections. It has sample ballots. It has what seats are up for grabs. Not every seat is up for grabs. So it tells you which ones are. It tells you who's running for those seats, which parties that they represent. Are they Republican, Democrat, Libertarian, somewhere in the middle? All that information can be found at newstalkkzrg.com/elections. Good morning.
At 6:30, I'm Steve Scott.
And I'm Ted Bojorquez.
Here's what's trending on News Talk KZRG.
Israel on Iran war.
Trump going to Michigan.
Services for Lindsey Graham.
No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk KZRG. Extreme heat warning until tomorrow morning at 7. Then a heat advisory in effect from 7 tomorrow morning until 7 tomorrow night. We're heading for a high of 99 with the heat index possibly as high as 107 today. Your complete forecast with KZRG meteorologist Ken Boone. Following sports, that'll be at 6:38. Sun is on the rise, 75 in Neosho, now 79 in Pittsburgh, 81 in Carl Junction, 81 in Joplin, FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310. News Talk, KZRG.
While the Trump administration says it is leaving the door open for talks with Iran, Israel's prime minister has different endgame opinions.
America's UN ambassador Mike Waltz said the U.S. can continue its air assault on Iran, but will negotiate if Iran comes to the table. On Fox's Sunday Morning Futures, Israel's prime minister Benjamin Netanyahu said he sees this ending in a couple of ways.
When this regime is either toppled or it's sufficiently weakened that it knows it has to end its nuclear program and has to change its course. That's really what President Trump is trying to achieve.
Netanyahu said the end of the war can happen with or without a deal. A Fox News poll last week showed nearly half of voters feel a deal with Iran will not be made. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
President Donald Trump set to deliver a speech in Michigan ahead of the primary. With the story, Alex Hogan.
Voters in Michigan will choose nominees for open Senate and governor's races and pick candidates across all of Michigan's 13 congressional districts. President Trump is expected to travel there today for that rally. Trump won Michigan in 2016 and 2024, so both parties see this as a critical state to win over. Tonight, the Democratic candidates for U.S. Senate Representative Haley Stevens and Dr. Abdul El Sayed will participate in a debate. El Sayed is among the progressive candidates being backed by Bernie Sanders in the midterms.
Late Republican Senator Lindsey Graham will be remembered with services honoring his life later this week.
Senator Lindsey Graham will be memorialized with ceremonies in Washington, D.C. and his home state of South Carolina. Tomorrow, there will be a short program in the U.S. Capitol Rotunda to honor his congressional service, followed by an invitation-only funeral at Washington National Cathedral. His remains will be taken to Columbia, South Carolina, where on Wednesday, the funeral will pause at the State House for an F-16 flyover and presentation from the state's law enforcement officials. The procession will continue to First Baptist Church of Columbia for a funeral service before he is laid to rest in a private family burial in Pickens County, South Carolina. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
Sun is on the rise, 81 at 6:33. News Talk KZRG.
Winners announced in the 2026 Focus on Missouri Agriculture Photo Contest. Steve Smith, what's going on?
Holly Brown of Webb City won in 2 categories, including the special award for a photo chosen by Governor and Mrs. Mike Keogh. The contest Best in Show winner was Jordan Crozier of Rich Hill, Missouri. The contest was sponsored by the Missouri Department of Agriculture. There were over 700 people who entered. The winning photos will be on display at the Missouri State Fair August 13th through the 23rd in Sedalia. Steve Smith, News Talk, KZRG.
Get rid of the Missouri income tax? Governor Mike Keogh says yes.
The White House has looked at our proposal. Your Economic Development Office has decided that Amendment 5 is the best way to move forward for growing our economy, growing our population, and quite frankly, providing opportunities for Missourians for generations to come. Phase out and eventually eliminate Missouri's income tax, putting money back into Missourians' pockets for them to have the buying power instead of a politician to choose to spend their money on their family and what their needs are that fits their needs the best.
If you see news, text us at 417-782-1310. 81, it's going on 635. News Talk, KZRG.
She helped move more than $220,000 in meth money. And now, a woman from Grove will be spending 2 years in prison. 45-year-old Lindsay Cornell conducted 142 financial transactions involving drug proceeds sent to suppliers, couriers, and dealers all throughout the United States and Mexico. She is one of 9 people charged in this case.
A Missouri convention is going to be offering free Ray-Ban Meta AI glasses to blinded U.S. veterans today.
The American Council of the Blind says from 1 to 5 p.m. Central Time, eligible veterans who are blind can pick up a free pair of Ray-Ban Meta AI glasses at the Hyatt St. Louis while supplies last. The giveaway comes during the organization's 2026 CCB conference and convention. Organizers say those eligible can also receive a complimentary day pass. The initiative is part of Meta's partnership with the Blinded Veterans Association, the tech company committing to donate the eyewear to 130,000 blinded U.S. veterans, giving them what it calls transformative AI technology so they can read documents, navigate their surroundings, and live more independently. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
The Royals were winners yesterday, according to Joe Morgan.
From late-game heroics in Kansas City to a tough battle in St. Louis, here's a quick look at your weekend sports. The Royals pulled off a thriller against the Tigers, 5-4. Michael Massey provided the eighth-inning magic, launching a clutch 2-out, 2-run homer to push KC ahead for good. The Royals get to enjoy a well-earned day off today before kicking off a home series against the Twins tomorrow night at 6:40. Meanwhile, over in St. Louis, it was a tough afternoon at Busch Stadium for the Redbirds. The Cardinals couldn't mount a late comeback, dropping a tight 5-3 series finale to the division rival Cincinnati Reds. St. Louis gets right back at it on the home turf tonight, taking on the Cubs at 6:45. Catch all the action on AM 1230 The Talker. Sports is brought to you by Hickman Lawn and Landscape. For professional lawn and landscape solutions in Webb City and Joplin, choose the experts at Hickman Lawn and Landscape. Visit hickmanlawns.com. That's a look at sports. I'm Joe Morgan for News Talk KZRG.
Your news, the service of Galena Liberty Pawn. Need to turn your gold and silver into cash? Get top dollar directly from the refiner and buy gold and silver bullion at Galena Liberty Pawn, located on South Main Street in Galena, Kansas. I'm Steve Scott.
And I'm Ted Bojorquez.
Next news, 7 o'clock, breaking news as it happens. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk, KZRG. Now, KZRG meteorologist Ken Boone.
Here is your KZRG forecast. Extreme heat warning continues through 7 a.m. Tuesday morning. We have a heat advisory in effect from 7 a.m. Tuesday through 7 p.m. Tuesday. Sunny, dangerously hot and humid today. Temperatures approaching triple digits with a heat index as high as 110 or more in spots. Upper 70s tonight. Sunny, dangerously hot and humid again tomorrow with afternoon highs near 100. Slight chance for showers and storms Tuesday night into early Wednesday. Highs Wednesday low to mid-90s. Better storm chances for the end of the week. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone on the KZRG Storm Center.
Clean sweep this morning on the KZRG Storm Tracker radar. 75 in Neosho, 79 in Pittsburgh, 81 in Webb City, 81 in Joplin. News Talk KZRG with 100 weather updates every 24 hours. KZRG News Time, 6:38.
Uh-oh, the power's out. My phone's at 2%.
Everyone, stay calm.
Daniel, you're the only one screaming.
I know. I can't find my flashlight, beef jerky, or emergency storm Crocs.
Dad must have found everything, because now he's in there negotiating with the breaker box. Mom's hiding by the refrigerator trying to keep the cold air from escaping.
Your point? We're not losing a single chicken nugget.
Wait, what's that beautiful sound?
The lights are back. The air conditioner is working.
The nuggets are saved.
Folks, summer storms around here can knock your power out faster than Jenna can empty the snack cabinet.
Hey!
And the heat can make your house feel hotter than going down the metal slide in elementary school.
That's why IPOC Electric and Solar installs dependable whole home generators so your family stays cool, comfortable, and powered up when storms roll through.
No more flashlight scavenger hunts. No more charging your phone in the truck.
Call IPOC Electric and Solar today.
When the power goes out, don't sweat it.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Bill, good morning to you, good sir. Riccaroni and cheese.
Hey, Doc.
I believe the correct terminology is "What's up, Doc?"
What's up, Doc?
Are buried in our tax code, written by lobbyists for wealthy corporations. Our tax code is rigged against us. We get taxed on our paycheck, our home.
I made French toast yesterday. Yeah, I had leftover of those Hawaiian rolls. You've ever had those?
Yes.
They're very good. And I thought, oh, this would be, I'm curious if this would be good for French toast. Because French toast is very sweet, very sugary. And the Hawaiian rolls are very sugary, at least in flavor. So I was like, oh, that might be interesting. I wonder if this would be too much or just right. And turns out it was just right.
So you had Hawaiian French toast.
I had Hawaiian French toast. It was very good. I even went out and got strawberries from the local Walmart neighborhood market. And I cut those bad boys up, threw them on there, and it was a perfect mix.
For your event and concession stands, Allied Restaurant Supply has cotton candy, popcorn, snow cones, and funnel cake machines, flavorings, and accessories.
This is Daniel from Allied Restaurant Supply. Come see us at 1316 South Main in Joplin.
Local businesses are the backbone of our communities. Zimmer Marketing encourages you to shop local first.
I learn best by doing.
I enjoy helping others.
I want to leave my mark.
What begins on this campus moves into studios, hospitals, and communities around the globe.
This is Missouri Southern State University.
Explore boldly.
Care deeply.
Impact globally.
Apply now and find your pride at mssu.edu.
Join me, Buck Sexton, and our good friend Clay Travis every weekday starting at 11 on FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, News Talk KZRG.
From Studio 1Z, with the latest news, commentary, and weather, it's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
6:41 is the current KZRG news time, and the temperature right now is dreadful, brutal, gross, yucky,
there's
awful.
One more word for it that you've coined.
What's that? Blech. Blech. It's now an official meteorological term, the term blech. And the definition scientifically is whenever there's a temperature that makes you think to yourself, blech.
Can you believe it's already 81 at this time?
It's 81?
81 at 6:42.
Sorry, let me use the proper terminology. Blech.
Yeah, we have an excessive heat or extreme heat warning until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, which
it's extreme.
Could be excessive as well. Heat advisory goes into effect at 7 tomorrow morning until 7 tomorrow night, although I'm questioning whether or not it's going to be changed to another extreme heat warning if it's going to be actually a little bit warmer feeling-wise tomorrow. We could have a heat index in some areas around the 4 states higher than 110 both today and tomorrow. Now today, sunny and hot with the high near 100, could feel as high as 107 to 110. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and hot with the high near 101. Heat index values as high as 110 or above. But a cool down's coming on Wednesday, mostly sunny and hot with the high of only 97.
Yikes. All right. So keep that in mind. By the way, if you are thinking to yourself, boy, it's so brutal hot out, I would love access to a cooling center. Perhaps maybe your AC is out, or perhaps maybe you never had AC to begin with and you need a place for your physical safety to cool off. If you go to news.kzrg.com, on our top story today are cooling centers in the 4 states area in all the local cities and towns. In Joplin, there's 11 facilities that are opened up as cooling centers that people can access if need be. Souls Harbor is one of them in Joplin. Watered Gardens is one of them. The Salvation Army, the Joplin Public Library, the Joplin First Church of the Nazarene, 11 of them. City Hall, the Joplin Regional Airport Terminal. You can go to all these places to cool off. In Webb City, there's a bunch of them. Yes, Steve?
Although there is one in Joplin that is normally open that is closed right now, and that is the Joplin Senior Citizen Center because the air conditioner is broken.
That is exactly right. Joplin Senior Citizen Center will be closed all this week. Just a heads up, their AC is out, and they decided for safety purposes, they're just going to go in and close up shop for the week. So you can't go to that one, but all the other ones you can go to. In Webb City, the Public Library and the Webb City Senior Center are both cooling centers open to the public during times of extreme heat, such as this week. In Carthage, the Carthage Public Library and Carthage Senior Center. In Neosho, there's the Neosho Newton County Library, the Neosho Restoration Life Center, and the Center for Seniors in Neosho. You can get all the info at newstalkkzrg.com. It's our top story for the day. So if you're looking for a place to cool off that is not the fountain in Joplin Spiva Park, then you can get all the info on our website. There
Oh
you have
man, that was so much fun, wasn't it? Getting into that spa.
Did you do that, Steve?
Park? No, I did not.
Steve decided to recreate the intro to Friends, and him and all of his buddies got together and took a little dip in the public fountain. So.
Well, it's so hot. I even did something different today.
What's that?
I'm wearing shorts.
Is that why it's so bright in here?
It is, because my legs are nice
pasty
and
white.
pasty white.
KZRG News Time 6:45. My friends, I had a friend growing up that was as pasty white as you can get, almost ghostly. And whenever we would go swimming in the summer, he would yell, "Flashbang!" and he'd take his shirt off, and we'd all go, "Ah!" That's what Steve did with his calves this morning to the rest of the office. I was curious. I was like, did we get new light bulbs in the building? No, it's just Steve's legs.
It's just my legs.
Look at that. All right, let's get into some news here, shall we? The city of Joplin now accepting applications for the new lead hazard reduction program, also known as Lead Safety Joplin. Now, this is a program designed to help eligible homeowners identify and control lead-based paint hazards within Joplin city limits. This is cool. I think this is a great program. Now, qualified homeowners, you can start applying now, which you should. And, of course, the question is, what makes a home or a homeowner a qualified homeowner? Well,
I bet you're going to tell us.
I was just going to say I have no clue. No, just kidding. I am going to tell us. The program is open to owner-occupied homes built before 1978 within the city limits of Joplin. And if you are living in an owner-occupied home built before 1978 and you have children under the age of 6, or if you're pregnant, then you will receive priority. You will go top of the list for this program.
That's great.
I think that's smart. I think that's totally awesome.
100%.
Yeah. So this is owner-occupied homes, meaning if you are a homeowner and own 3 homes and rent 2 of them in Joplin, sorry, it doesn't work for your rental homes. Going to have to pay for that separately. But very basically, what this program does is it goes and they send people out and they will look for lead-based paint, and they will do lead-based paint inspections and risk assessments. They will also do paint stabilization and hazard removal. They'll also do soil remediation where needed. So if the lead is now seeped into your soil, guess what? They'll find it. They'll help you out with that as well. And there's a couple of other things too. There's actually a whole heck of a list of things that this program will help you out with, which is really cool. So sign up today if you feel you're qualified, or if you're curious on whether or not you're truly qualified. You can go to news.kzrg.com. And to me, one of the coolest things about this is, as it turns out, lead exposure, completely preventable.
It is.
I feel like something, especially around here in the 4 states area, where once upon a time we had a lot of lead mines and we still have remnants of the chat piles and all that. It just seems like an inevitability. There's the word for you. When it comes to hazards, you think, well, lead, it's just bound to happen. No, that's not actually the case. Lead poisoning, the way that we know it in modern society, is a creation of our doing. We created this problem. We can get rid of it too. And I think that this is a cool program to help do that.
You know, Ted, you're very lucky with your age.
I am?
Yes, you're very lucky.
Why is that?
Back when I was born and growing up, and even into the middle of the 70s, gasoline had lead in it.
Oh, yeah.
That's before we got unleaded gas.
I saw a tweet it's funny you bring this up. I saw a tweet where they said, my grandfather was born just in time to be filled with asbestos. My father was born just in time to be filled with lead, and I was born just in time to be filled with microplastics.
Yeah, it's all the fun stuff.
Yeah. Now, the bad news for the grandpas out there, they were born just in time to be filled with all 3 of those. My generation just primarily has the microplastics to worry about.
And I have all 3. Wow.
That's true.
Amazing.
Would you look at that? So anyway, there's all the details can be found at news.kzrg. Go check it out. See if you can apply. And if you can, I think you should. Hey, something else to take a look at while you're at news.kzrg.com, our election headquarters. It has everything you need to know when it comes to elections. We're talking sample ballots. We're talking who's running for what seats are up for grabs, amendment language. If you're tired of hearing all the ads about Amendment 4 and Amendment 5 and you're thinking, I don't know which ad is telling me the truth. I don't know which ad is lying to me. Hey, You can go to News Talk KZRG's election headquarters and read the amendment for yourself. Not just the ballot language, but the actual amendment. What's the difference? Well, they can't stick the full amendment on a ballot. It's too many words. These amendments are pages and pages and pages and pages long. So they do a ballot language where basically there's a big fight and people figure out the best, most neutral way to summarize the amendment, and that's what you'll read on the ballot. You can read that, and you can read the amendment itself in its full, breathing, living color, or whatever the phrase is. Is that a phrase? I think I just made that up.
Yeah, in living color.
Living there. All right, close enough. I was circling the drain of logic there.
You're close.
All right, go
But
to
no
News Talk
cigar.
KZRG's election headquarters. All the info can be found there. It's newstalkkzrg.com/elections. KZRG News Time 6:50.
And now, KZRG's Big Three on News Talk KZRG.
Number 3.
Sad news, a 20-year-old man from Pineville died on Saturday after he crashed in rural McDonald County. His 2007 Dodge Caliber was traveling eastbound when his car went off the left side of the road, overcorrected, then shot off the right side of the road and overturned.
Number 2.
A community in Arkansas announcing they will no longer use their Flock license plate reader program. Flock cameras use AI to scan vehicle data as cars drive by, and the Pea Ridge Police Department said while they find the technology useful, public trust in the technology is low enough to withdraw from the program.
Number 1.
A federal judge said that the BBC cannot relitigate the 2021 Capitol riot, but the judge said the BBC can probe how Trump's January 6th speech was understood by the public as Trump sues the organization for $10 billion. We're going to have details as they develop.
Now, the KZRG question of the day.
What do your parents mean to you? We want to know. Go to KZRG's Facebook page or text us at 417-782-1310. Yesterday was International Parents' Day. What do your parents mean to you? Coming up, what's going on with Sean Hannity's Morning Minute? You can tune in to Sean every single weekday starting at, and this is true, 2 o'clock on FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310. And on your smart speaker, it's News Talk KZRG.
Here is your KZRG forecast. Extreme heat warning continues through 7 a.m. Tuesday morning. We have a heat advisory in effect from 7 a.m. Tuesday through 7 p.m. Tuesday. Sunny, dangerously hot and humid today. Temperatures approaching triple digits with a heat index as high as 110 or more in spots. Upper 70s tonight. Sunny, dangerously hot and humid again tomorrow with afternoon highs near 100. Slight chance for showers and storms Tuesday night into early Wednesday. Highs Wednesday low to mid-90s. Better storm chances for the end.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hawaiian rolls, French toast. Austin said, wouldn't that technically be French roll? Yeah, at what point does the Hawaiian roll become French? Or
when it has to go to the bathroom.
Or did the French toast supersede its Hawaiian roots? By the way, Austin, did you get that interview, good sir? Rick said, it's so hot, one of the squirrels was sitting in the water in my bird bath yesterday. That's very funny. So he said, I keep meaning to check out the election site, but then I forget. That's why we keep reminding you, Teresa. We bring up the election website exclusively to remind you. That's the only reason we talk about it. Austin said, don't forget being filled with Tedlum from nonstick pans. Tedlum.
Yeah, that's right. The stuff that's in
Teflon. Yeah, with the forever chemicals. Have you ever watched? This is a fantastic documentary. If you guys are interested in Teflon, there's a fantastic documentary called The Devil We Know. And it's about DuPont and the Teflon industry and how unbelievably toxic it is and what it did to local farming communities. Fantastic documentary. And it was such a good documentary that they actually made a feature film about it starring Mark Ruffalo, who is the guy that plays the Hulk in the Marvel movies. But the movie with Mark Ruffalo, I believe, is called Dark Waters. Dark Waters movie. The documentary... Yes, it is called Dark Waters. So that's the movie version of the documentary, The Devil We Know. The documentary is fantastic, though. I really encourage everyone to watch it. It is really good. And I'm going to be honest, like, it's going to make you not like DuPont. So if you're a huge DuPont head, if you're like, yeah, I love DuPont, maybe don't watch it. But if you don't have a fealty to DuPont, it's worth watching.
If I remember correctly, I think when I was growing up in Sedalia, we actually, I believe, had a DuPont factory in the community.
Probably made a lot of your kids brain dead.
Probably.
When I first read the question of the day, I thought, were your parents mean to you? Wow. Sarisa, you know what you call that? A Freudian slip. That was the written version of someone holding up ink blotches and going, what do you see? Fun fact, the technical term for Freudian slip, the proper psychological term, is parapraxis. So there you have it. Little knowledge for you. Biscuits and gravy always went out here every time. They are pretty solid. When you add a bit of oil, I mean oil? Austin, you are chock full. You are chock full of typos today, my friend. Are you okay? Do you need some coffee? Do we need to send Joe Morgan out to give you to hand deliver you a cup of Joe, dude?
Hannity Morning Minute. Now listen to this case. A monster illegal immigrant charged with murdering and sexually assaulting a helpless 2-year-old girl in rural Virginia, according to the feds. Raul Genesis Ortiz Moran, 29, in ICE custody after a 2-week investigation into the July 4th death of this child whose mother he lived with while he was here illegally coming from Mexico. This monster sexually assaulted and murdered a 2-year-old girl in Virginia, according to Homeland Security Assistant Secretary Lauren Bies in a statement. The horrific tragedy was completely avoidable. What am I saying? The most preventable national security disaster in the country.
Check out the Sean Hannity radio show later today, right here.
I'm sure you've heard about Elon Musk's SpaceX IPO, but maybe you didn't hear this part. They desperately need one specific, highly conductive physical metal to build out their massive orbital infrastructure, silver. There's a massive 200 million ounce hole in the global supply chain. We're burning through the very last of the world's above ground inventory, and the remaining stockpiles could be wiped out, we're told, according to estimates, in as few as 36 months. Now, this could drive demand to unprecedented levels. Reach out to our friends at Goldco. You can learn more about how silver diversify.
Austin, after reading your latest comment, I'm sorry for making fun of you. It turns out I'm the one that needs an extra cup of coffee. Here's Austin being clever, and here's me not understanding because I'm dumb. Well played, good sir, well played.
815-GOLD. One more time, 855-815-GOLD today.
They call it controversy. I call it honesty. Hi, this is Vince Colonnese. Join me tonight at 8, right after Mark Levin on News Talk KZRG.
It's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
So hot, the tarmac might melt out on the roads this morning. It's FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, News Talk KZRG.
Yeah, the tarmac may become tarry. We've got a extreme or excessive heat warning. It's extreme heat warning in effect until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Then it changes over to a heat advisory in effect from 7 o'clock tomorrow morning until 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Although both days it's going to be sunny, it's going to be hot. The actual high is going to be near 100 today. And then the heat index is high as 107 to 110. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and hot with a high of 101. Heat index values as high as 110, possibly higher in some areas. We're going to talk to KZRG meteorologist Ken Boone at 7:25.
And at 7:10, just after the news in less than 10 minutes, we'll be joined by Joplin Mayor Rob O'Brien. We're going to be talking to him about flock cameras in the city of Joplin, along with Joplin's anti-lead homeowners program. It's a program from homeowners, and the whole idea is to get the lead out, as Steve would say. That's coming up next.
Four States News, Talk, and Severe Weather Station. KZRG, KIXQ HD2, Joplin. A free service of Zimmer Marketing. It's 7 o'clock.
The U.S. did not bomb Iran for a third straight night. I'm Dave Anthony. Fox News pausing attacks after resuming them for 13 days in a row, allowing talks now to ramp back up. As for reports, the U.S. is concerned about our weapons stockpile. Ambassador to the UN Mike Waltz tells Fox News Sunday.
We have everything we need to conduct this campaign. And this is because of the investments President Trump made right out the gate in our military.
Iran has also paused attacking, but its foreign minister is not happy Ukraine's joined the conflict, saying a deadly attack on an Iranian ship cannot go unanswered.
Ukraine says it targeted a Russian warship and vessels used for transporting Iranian-linked military cargo. But Iran insists it has never intervened in the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. Kyiv also claims Russia has been carrying out surveillance of U.S. military bases on behalf of Iran.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage. The U.S.-Iran pause in fighting has oil prices plunging more than 7%, but their recent rise back up has cost us at the gas pump.
The gasoline price cutting lasted 7 weeks, handing consumers back about 71 cents per gallon, but now prices are climbing again. In the past 2 weeks, they're up 22 cents to $4.10 for regular grade.
That's an industry analyst Trilly Lindbergh's survey of gas stations. A manhunt continues in Seattle for a second gunman after a shooting last night at a food festival near the Space Needle. 7 people caught in the crossfire. 3 died.
We believe that we have no outstanding threat to the community. We do have one suspect that is being interviewed.
Assistant Seattle Police Chief Tyrone Davis. In Germany, police tracked down the man who attacked a pride parade Saturday, killing 1, wounding 29.
A 21-year-old German citizen called Abdul B by police of Lebanon origin was shot and killed by police, cornered in another part of Berlin after a nearly 24-hour manhunt.
That's Fox's Greg Palcott. America's listening to Fox News.
No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk KZRG. Extreme heat warning until tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Then a heat advisory in effect from 7 tomorrow morning until 7 tomorrow night. We're heading for a high of 99. Heat index could be as high as 110 or higher in some parts of the area. Your complete forecast with KZRG meteorologist Ken Boone following sports. That'll be at 7:08. Sunshine, 75 in Neosho, 79 in Pittsburgh. We're now at 80 in Galena, 80 in Joplin, FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, and on your smart speaker, News Talk, KZRG. Winners have been announced in the 2026 Focus on Missouri Agriculture Photo Contest. With the story, Steve Smith.
Holly Brown of Webb City won in 2 categories, including the special award for a photo chosen by Governor and Mrs. Mike Kehoe. The contest Best in Show winner was Jordan Crozier of Rich Hill, Missouri. The contest was sponsored by the Missouri Department of Agriculture. There were over 700 people who entered. The winning photos will be on display at the Missouri State Fair August 13th through the 23rd in Sedalia. Steve Smith, News Talk, KZRG.
Get rid of the Missouri income tax? Well, Governor Mike Kehoe says yes.
The White House has looked at our proposal. Your Economic Development Office has decided that Amendment 5 is the best way to move forward for growing our economy, growing our population, and quite frankly, providing opportunities for Missourians for generations to come. Phase out and eventually eliminate Missouri's income tax, putting money back into Missourians' pockets for them to have the buying power instead of a politician to choose to spend their money on their family and what their needs are that fits their needs the best.
But opponents say it only helps the rich.
Get to know the candidates and the amendments you're going to be voting on. It's the free watermelon feed in Neosho.
Got a lot of information to get to folks, but that's going to be this Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, July the 28th. That's going to be at 6:30 p.m. in Big Spring Park, which is the most scenic municipal park in the state of Missouri.
That's Nick Myers, who says it's going to be very informative, so come on out tomorrow. Sunshine, 80. Now it is going on 7:05. If you see news, text us at 417-782-1310. News Talk KZRG.
The August 4th primary elections are just around the corner. In fact, early voting has already started in the area. Jasper County Clerk Charlie Davis told News Talk KZRG it's a pretty painless process.
The last 2 weeks prior to the election, anybody can come in and vote absentee for any reason or no reason at all. It's a lot more convenient to come into the courthouse in Carthage or the courts building in Joplin, and you walk in, and it's just at the two courthouses. You have the courthouse in Carthage at 302 South Main, and then 633 South Pearl, the courts building here in Joplin, room 198.
Davis reminds you to be sure to bring your photo ID with you when you go to the polls.
Additional federal disaster aid for St. Louis tornado victims is being sought by Missouri U.S. Senator Josh Hawley. Hawley says communities impacted by the 2025 tornadoes still face significant rebuilding needs, and he's discussing those needs with the new FEMA administrator.
And I've spoken with him at length about the issues we have in the state. I've told him that FEMA is not on the ground as quickly as they should be. I have written to the appropriate and relevant chairs of the committees to move a disaster bill. I've even suggested language to them for the state of Missouri, and I'm going to continue to beat the drum on this as long as it takes. We need that relief.
Were the Royals winners yesterday? Joe Morgan's got the answer.
From late game heroics in Kansas City to a tough battle in St. Louis, here's a quick look at your weekend sports. The Royals pulled off a thriller against the Tigers, 5-4. Michael Massey provided the eighth inning magic, launching a clutch 2-out, 2-run homer to push KC ahead for good. The Royals get to enjoy a well-earned day off today before kicking off a home series against the Twins tomorrow night at 6:40. Meanwhile, over in St. Louis, it was a tough afternoon at Busch Stadium for the Redbirds. The Cardinals couldn't mount a late comeback, dropping a tight 5-3 series finale to the division rival Cincinnati Reds. St. Louis gets right back at it on the home turf tonight, taking on the Cubs at 6:45. Catch all the action on AM 1230 The Talker. Sports is brought to you by Hickman Lawn and Landscape. For professional lawn and landscape solutions in Webb City and Joplin, choose the experts at Hickman Lawn and Landscape. Visit hickmanlawns.com. That's a look at sports. I'm Joe Morgan for News Talk KZRG.
Your news, the service of Galena Liberty Pawn. Need to turn your gold and silver into cash? Get top dollar directly from the refiner and buy gold and silver bullion at Galena Liberty Pawn on South Main Street in Galena. I'm Steve Scott.
And I'm Joe Morgan.
Next news at 7:30. Breaking news as it happens. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk. KZRG. Now, KZRG meteorologist Ken Boone.
Here is your KZRG forecast. Extreme heat warning through 7 a.m. Tuesday. Heat advisory 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Tuesday. Sunny, dangerously hot and humid today. Temperatures approaching triple digits. Heat index as high as 110 or more. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone of the KZRG Storm Center.
Weather's the service Buffalo Run Casino. Proud to welcome rock gods to Miami Beach on Route 66, Friday, July 31st. See the greatest tribute on earth for free and let the good times run at Buffalo Run Casino.
No rain showing up this morning on the KZRG Storm Tracker radar. Sunshine 75 in Neosho, 79 in Pittsburgh. It's 80 in Diamond, 80 in Joplin. News Talk KZRG with 100 weather updates every 24 hours. KZRG News Time 7:08.
Hey, what do you have there?
I'm just reading through Jill Carter's voting record. Did you know Jill Carter voted to give millions of our tax dollars to billionaire professional sports team owners?
Really? Why would she do that?
Jill says she didn't get a chance to read the bill.
Wow, isn't that her job?
Exactly, but that's not all. Jill Carter missed more than 40 votes she was supposed to cast and voted to expand video slot machines into gas stations while taking over $50,000 from video gambling companies.
So, Jill Carter misses votes, doesn't read the bills, and gives handouts to her big business donor buddies?
Yep, that's why we need Dr. Ellen Nichols in the state Senate.
Everybody knows Ellen. She's been a trusted neurosurgeon here for years.
We can rely on Ellen Nichols to show up, do the work, and give our families the relief they need from these crushing property taxes.
And I love that Ellen Nichols is fighting to stop these AI data centers from destroying our economy and environment.
That settles it. If we want change, we need to support Dr. Ellen Nichols, the conservative choice for state Senate.
Paid for by friends of Dr. Ellen Nichols. Paula Baker, Treasurer.
Hey, want a free checking account from Community Bank and Trust?
Free? Yeah, right. What's the catch?
Well, there's no catch.
There's always a catch. I bet there's a minimum balance requirement.
Nope, their absolutely free checking account is free from minimum balance requirements.
Okay, then I bet there's a monthly service charge.
Actually, there's not. Their absolutely free checking is free from a monthly service charge.
So when you say free, you mean...
Free, gratis, countless, liberated.
Wow, free. So I could check my balance, pay bills, use my debit card, and bank from my phone?
Without paying a monthly fee.
Now that's my kind of free.
Absolutely free checking, the account that gives you all the features you need for zero monthly fees from Community Bank and Trust. Get started at one of the local employee-owned CBT locations today or at cbthomebank.com. Community Bank and Trust, where trust is so important. It's in our name. Other fees such as NSF, overdraft, sustained overdraft fees, etc. may apply. See fee schedule for details. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender. NMLS number 580491.
If you're looking for a place to grow spiritually in the middle of a busy life, InTouch.org is designed for you. Explore practical, biblical teaching from Dr. Charles Stanley, daily devotionals, free study guides, and messages that speak to real-life challenges. Whether you're searching for direction, comfort, or a deeper understanding of God's Word, you'll find tools to help you take the next step. Discover resources that meet you right where you are at intouch.org.
Here he comes.
Surprise! There's an avocado shortage! Now half your food truck menu is costing more than it's making you! Also, you're out of napkins!
Those aren't cheap! Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise, saving 10% or more on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, an ice cream truck stole your parking spot! Looks like you're in a turf war!
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
News, weather, politics. Live from the Downstream Casino Resort Studio. News Talk KZRG. Depend on it. From Studio 1Z, with the latest news, commentary, and weather, it's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
80 in Joplin, and 79 in Pittsburgh, 79 in Miami, 79 in Neosho. It's FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, and on your smart speaker, it's News Talk KZRG. Joining us live in Studio 1Z is Joplin Mayor Rob O'Brien. Mayor, thanks for being here today.
Good morning, Ted. How are you doing?
Excellent, good sir, excellent. Mayor, I wanted to talk to you this morning about flock cameras in the Joplin community. That's something that they're not new. They've been in Joplin for a while now. But since becoming mayor, it's a subject that we've never talked to you about directly. And so I'm curious, what are your personal thoughts on flock cameras? And really quickly, Mayor, before we get into it, for those listening, if you're not aware, flock cameras, they are a national sort of neural network style camera system that are put up in communities around the entire country. And if there is a missing person or a stolen car or anything like that, they can upload that data into the flock network. And then if that car or missing person or whatever drives past any camera, any flock camera in the entire country, it flags it for the whole network, so to speak. There's been some concern about it by the fact that AI is involved with these cameras. They're always on. They're always watching. They're scanning everyone that drives by. So with that, Mayor, with that background, what is your take? What are your thoughts on these cameras?
Well, Ted, I've had the opportunity to ride with one of the officers for several hours and see.
It took them that long to book you into jail, huh?
Yet it took me that long, which is much different than when I was younger. That was more immediate. But we got a good demonstration of that. If, for example, you have an Amber Alert and there is of course, a description of the car, license plate, as you mentioned. That gets keyed into the system, and so the officers can see that. And you say it's always on, but it's actually on and looking for that specific vehicle.
Right, but in order to do that, it's got to scan everything, right?
It's on, yes,
right.
Absolutely. But then it has the chance to flag the system if it's a stolen car, if it's something that's been involved in a crime. In Joplin, and of course, I think the concerns in Joplin came up some time ago with concerns about its misuse. The city police department has changed its policy. There are now multiple supervisors that oversee the operation, particularly if something is flagged. It's triple checked before there's action. So I think it's like any tool. It's a useful tool. It works for the city. It actually helps make up for only having so many officers on the street at any one time. And so it can be a really good tool. And I think the police department has taken some good steps to make sure it's a tool that's been used correctly.
Yeah. It's Joplin Mayor Rob O'Brien here on News Talk KZRG. KZRG News Time 7:15. Keeping in the theme of first responders, Mayor, this heat is pretty darn extreme. For citizens cruising around the Joplin metro area, we've talked with Mayor O'Brien about cooling centers in the past. We have an article on our website, cooling centers. Go to news.kzrg.com to get all the access to cooling centers. But first responders in this heat, Mayor, cops, fire department, they're wearing a lot of gear, man. Are they
wear a lot
okay?
of gear. Yes, they certainly seem to be. I visited with the city manager, and they are out serving the community. And right now, there have been no reports back up through City Hall of any incidents with the first responders, and in fact, very few with the public in general. I think people are being cautious. They understand the heat. I was out at the Wildcat Glades Water Fest over the weekend, and it was very hot out there. Fortunately, there's a lot of big trees and water with Shoal Creek out there, but people are being very cautious. A lot of water stations, a lot of the vendor tents were just giving away water. So I think people understand that it's very, very hot out there, and really trying to take steps to be safe while they're out there. And of course, you mentioned the cooling stations. I would come back to that. The city has 3. At City Hall, at the Public Library, and at the Public Safety Center. They are open from 8 to 5. And Economic Security has a whole list. And, of course, you guys here at KZRG have that on your website as well. So it is important for, right now and for the next few days for people to take precaution because it is very hot out.
Yeah, no, it's so hot out, and it's funny because we're sitting here talking about it, and everyone's like, yeah, we know it's hot, whatever. It's extreme. I mean, this is truly physical safety hazard, right?
It is, and I think we're talking about being up at an actual temperature of 100, today and tomorrow, but then there's also the humidity factor where we start pushing up to 105, 110. Those are very, very hot temperatures. It's not middle of Arizona hot, but it's very hot for this part of the country. And we try and go about our daily lives and be out, but just be cautious when you're out because it is very extreme heat and it can catch up to you very quickly.
Yeah. It's Joplin Mayor Rob O'Brien here on News Talk KZRG. KZRG News Time just before 7:20. Mayor, I also wanted to talk to you about Joplin's Lead Safe program. This is a program designed for homeowners within the city of Joplin that have homes built before 1978. They can apply for this, and the city will send some contractors out to make sure that there's no lead paint in their walls. Tell us a little bit about this.
Well, excuse me. I think this is a really good program. Of course, Joplin has a long history with lead and lead smelting, and of course, you go back 20, 30 years ago, yard remediations and all of those things from this history of lead mining here. This is different. This is about houses that were built, as you mentioned before, in 1978, and there was a lot of lead paint still on the market there. And so this is an effort to help residents, particularly those residents that have young children under 6 who are pregnant and have some income stipulations that aren't able to, perhaps address some things in their home. And take a look at their home. As you mentioned, it's free. People can apply. The city will send people out, and Economic Security is our partner, so we're really funneling it through that and see what the condition of the home is. And then if there are lead issues, again, lead paint issues, help remediate that. There will also be a check on the soil out there if there's in certain areas, just to make sure, again, given our history here in the community. But this was really about very much a house-by-house approach to helping people address these issues in their house. And lead-based paint is dangerous, and particularly for young children. And people tell the stories of, they peel a piece of lead-based paint off the windowsill and chew on it or whatever. But even just dust that comes off of lead-based paint, opening and closing windows, and people say, well, I'm going to repaint the window and sand it down. Well, just even that dust can present a health hazard. And so this is an opportunity to try and address that. It's a $3.5 million program that will get us somewhere around 80 or 90 homes to get taken care of. And people can apply at City Hall on the 4th floor. They can apply at Economic Security, or they can go to the JoplinMo.org website and find out information about that.
Yeah. Now, Joplin Mayor Rob O'Brien, with that $3.5 million bill, where in the budget is that coming from?
So this basically is 90% paid for by HUD, Housing and Urban Development. It's federal money. There's an additional $350,000 that's budgeted in community planning office budget. So that's the match for that. 10%, 90% federal funded.
Nice. Joplin Mayor Rob O'Brien, thanks for joining us this morning.
Happy to do so, Ted.
We'll talk to you again soon, Mayor. KZRG News Time, 7:20.
And now, KZRG's Big Three on News Talk KZRG.
Number 3.
A 20-year-old man from Pineville died on Saturday after he crashed in rural McDonald County. His 2007 Dodge Caliber was traveling eastbound when he went off the left side of the road, overcorrected, then shot off the right side and overturned.
Number 2.
A community in Arkansas announced they will no longer use their Flock license plate reader program. Flock cameras use AI to scan vehicles, data, and cars that drive by. And the Pea Ridge Police Department said while they find the technology useful, public trust in the technology is low enough to withdraw from the program.
Number 1.
A federal judge said the BBC cannot relitigate the 2021 Capitol riot. But the judge did say the BBC can probe how Trump's January 6th speech was understood by the public. This as Trump sues the organization for $10 billion. We will have details as they develop.
Now, the KZRG question of the day.
Yesterday was International Parents' Day. What do your parents mean to you? We want to know. Go to KZRG's Facebook page or leave us an open mic message on the KZRG app. Coming up, an in-depth look at this heat on FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, News Talk KZRG.
Here is your KZRG forecast. Extreme heat warning continues through 7 a.m. Tuesday morning. We have a heat advisory in effect from 7 a.m. Tuesday through 7 p.m. Tuesday. Sunny, dangerously hot and humid today. Temperatures approaching triple digits with a heat index as high as 110 or more in spots. Upper 70s tonight. Sunny, dangerously hot and humid again tomorrow with afternoon highs near 100. Slight chance for showers and storms Tuesday night into early Wednesday. Highs Wednesday low to mid-90s. Better storm chances for the end of the week. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone on the KZRG Storm Center.
Experience matters when electing judges. For 30 years, John Nicholas has served the citizens of Jasper County, including the last 12 as a judge. As a former assistant prosecutor, he knows that courtroom mistakes can result in costly and emotional mistrials.
I'm proud that in my 12 years as a judge, I've never had a case overturned or sent back for a new trial. It's important to get it right the first time. I'd appreciate your vote August 4th to continue to serve Jasper County. Paid for by the Committee to Elect John Nicholas. Chris Churchwell, Treasurer.
We buy guns, oh yes. We buy guns, oh yes. We are the best, oh yes. We buy guns, oh yes.
This is Liberty Tree Guns, the best place to sell your firearms. Walk in with a gun, walk out with money.
We buy guns,
Liberty Tree Guns. Across from Lowe's in Carthage. Or visit libertytreeguns.com to start your quote today.
We buy guns, oh yes. We buy guns, oh yes. We are the best, oh yes.
I started with Team Dental because I loved the team dynamic. That was what really drew me to come and interview with Dr. Lemus. During the interview process, I'll never forget, he told me our core values: work hard, trust God, be sincere, and help others. And I just fell in love with that. I think it covers a wide variety of, different things that we do for the community. So it's a great team dynamic. I get patients with high anxiety, and that's one of my favorite things when they come in and they are terrified to come and see us, because nobody likes to come to the dentist. Let's just be real. But when they complete their treatment and they've earned that trust in you.
Good morning, everybody. Francis, good morning to you.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Sue says Avery says hi. Hi to Avery, says Ted. I said I have to work at a warehouse all day with no AC and no fans. Y'all are not making it easy. Austin, that sucks. I'm sorry, man. I'm so sorry to hear that. That totally blows, brother.
With new meds prescribed and no real cost clue.
She squinted at prices, that can't be right. Then tapped GoodRx and saw the light.
She can get a deal. Book telehealth if she feels.
Learn about those meds without any stress. That one little app does all the rest. Even my horse downloaded it. Dang, save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
What do parents think of back to school at Staples, where supplies start at just 25 cents?
Staples has the latest laptops with up to 40% savings.
I may hug the cashier.
So embarrassing.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
It's a wonderful time at Staples with up to 40% off select tech. Staples. That was easy. Visit Staples today or shop online and in the app. Ends 9/12. Exclusions apply.
Hey, Clay Travis here. Join me and Buck Sexton weekdays from 11 till 2 right here on News Talk KZRG. You can depend on it.
It's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
It's Steve Scott along with KZRG meteorologist Ken Boone, and it's going to be a hot one, right, Ken?
Certainly is. 101 yesterday, and I think we're going to be right up around that area today and tomorrow, and not only dealing with the heat, but also the humidity, making it feel even hotter than that. Extreme heat warning today, heat advisory tomorrow. Today, the heat index up around or even over 110. I think we could still be close to that tomorrow. So dangerously hot and humid here to start off the week.
Can I ask a dumb question?
Sure.
We have a extreme heat warning today and a heat advisory tomorrow, but it's going to be about the same temperatures, or maybe even a little bit warmer tomorrow. Why the difference in your opinion?
Yeah, it's just when you're looking at the wider spread region coming out of the Weather Service office when they issue the warnings, there's a certain criteria, and it differs from where you live in the country. I don't exactly know what the actual number is, for the Joplin area, but they're looking at a broader range, and so I think some areas across the region could get up over 110. I think that's probably close to the cutoff, and so. We might be just under 110, but, really, I don't know that anybody outside is going to be able to determine whether we're above or below feeling like 110. It's just very hot.
I would tend to agree with you completely. Thank you for that very good explanation. All right, how are we looking for the rest of the week?
Well, we're going to stay pretty hot. I think rain chances are going to start to increase a little bit as we head towards the week. We do have some cooler air, though, to look forward to as we look towards the weekend with some highs in the upper 80s Saturday, Sunday. But until then, right around 100 today, right around 100 tomorrow. I still think we're going to be well into the 90s tomorrow as we'll mix some clouds in. Now, we could see a slight chance for a shower or storm Tuesday night into early Wednesday. We'll say mid-90s on Wednesday, but still feeling like it's triple digits. A little bit better chance for those showers and storms Thursday and Friday. That will bring the temperature down a little bit, low to mid-90s, I think, both of those days. But I think it'll be the weekend before we can feel some good relief with upper 80s and less humidity in the air.
Oof, all right. Well, hey, Ken, thank you very much for joining us this morning. We appreciate your insight, and we'll talk to you again soon.
All right, we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Have a good one, good sir. That was KZRG's meteorologist Ken Boone here on News Talk KZRG with that little weather update for us. Hey, by the way, with all this heat cruising around, there are cooling centers in the 4 states area. You can go to newstalkkzrg.com to get a list of them. In Joplin, there are 11 cooling centers. Some of them are hosted through the city, only 3 of them. The other ones are local organizations that open up their doors in times of extreme heat, such as this very week. You can see that complete list at newstalkkzrg.com. Same with Webb City, same with Carl Junction, same with Neosho, same with Carthage. All that info can be found at newstalkkzrg.com. Although I will say a quick word of caution, Joplin's Senior Center, which is normally a cooling center during times of extreme heat, is in fact closed this entire week. And ironically enough, the reason why is because their air conditioning went out.
And they had to order the part, and the part's not going to be in until late this week or possibly the first part of next week.
That's exactly right. So aside from the Joplin Senior Center, those cooling centers are all open. Check it out at newstalkkzrg.com. Coming up after the news in less than 10 minutes, an update on an Arkansas community and their relationship with the Flock camera system. Good morning.
At 7:30, I'm Steve Scott.
And I'm Ted Pahorquez.
Here's what's trending on News Talk KZRG.
Iran, next steps.
Trump on the way to Michigan.
Extreme heat warning.
No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk KZRG. Extreme heat warning in effect until tomorrow morning at 7. Then a heat advisory from 7 tomorrow morning until 7 tomorrow night. Heading for a high of around 99 to 100. Heat indexes in some parts of the area could top 110. Your complete forecast with KZRG meteorologist Ken Boone. Following sports, that'll be at 7:38. Sunshine 75 in Neosho, 79 in Pittsburgh. It's 80 in Carthage, 80 in Joplin. AM 1310, FM 102.9, 105.9. News Talk, KZRG.
The U.S. is considering its options with Iran moving forward.
For the past 3 nights, the United States has halted strikes against Iran. But White House officials are making clear the military option remains on the table, but they are looking at different efforts for both diplomatic solutions and other intense economic pressure, giving this time to work. The U.S. naval blockade does remain in effect, costing the regime hundreds of millions of dollars per day. Axios reports that the top U.S. military commander in the Middle East, Admiral Brad Cooper, recommended stopping the bombing campaign around the Strait of Hormuz because it has reached the limit of its effectiveness, according to 2 sources with knowledge of his position.
That was Trey Yingst. President Donald Trump is set to deliver a speech in Michigan ahead of the primary. With the story, Alex Hogan.
Voters in Michigan will choose nominees for open Senate and governor's races and pick candidates across all of Michigan's 13 congressional districts. President Trump is expected to travel there today for that rally. Trump won Michigan in 2016 and 2024, so both parties see this as a critical state to win over. Tonight, the Democratic candidates for U.S. Senate Representative Haley Stevens and Dr. Abdul El Sayed will participate in a debate. El Sayed is among the progressive candidates being backed by Bernie Sanders in the midterms.
This heat wave impacting tens of millions of Americans.
Kansas City, we got a big ridge of high pressure that's baking our country. Typical summer-like pattern, by the way, but some of these temperatures are extreme, which is why we have the heat warnings in place. The extreme heat warning, it goes from the south all the way to the Midwest with dew points. That's how much moisture is in the atmosphere creeping at that very high level. It's going to be air you can wear. So take it easy out there. Lots of water. Take breaks. We have afternoon highs that will be pushing into the triple digits. But again, when you throw in the humidity, it is going to feel stifling.
Sunshine, 80. It's now 7:33. News Talk, KZRG.
Winners were announced in the 2026 Focus on Missouri Agriculture Photo Contest. Steve Smith, what's going on?
Holly Brown of Webb City won in 2 categories, including the special award for a photo chosen by Governor and Mrs. Mike Keogh. The contest Best in Show winner was Jordan Crozier of Rich Hill, Missouri. The contest was sponsored by the Missouri Department of Agriculture. There were over 700 people who entered. The winning photos will be on display at the Missouri State Fair August 13th through the 23rd in Sedalia. Steve Smith, News Talk, KZRG.
2 are behind bars following a rural burglary near Virgil City. Vernon County deputies say that Joshua Warner and Nicole Kallick were arrested after stolen firearms were successfully recovered. Both suspects face burglary and firearm charges on $50,000 cash bonds only. Sunshine, it's 80. Now 7:34. If you see news, text us at 417-782-1310. News Talk KZRG.
She helped move more than $220,000 in meth money. And now, a woman from Grove will be spending 2 years in prison. 45-year-old Lindsay Cornell conducted 142 financial transactions involving drug proceeds sent to suppliers, couriers, and dealers in both the United States and Mexico. She is just one of 9 people charged in this investigation.
A Missouri convention is going to be offering free Ray-Ban Meta AI glasses to blinded U.S. veterans today.
The American Council of the Blind says from 1 to 5 p.m. Central Time, eligible veterans who are blind can pick up a free pair of Ray-Ban Meta AI glasses at the Hyatt St. Louis while supplies last. The giveaway comes during the organization's 2026 CCB Conference and Convention. Organizers say those eligible can also receive a complimentary day pass. The initiative is part of Meta's partnership with the Blinded Veterans Association, the tech company committing to donate the eyewear to 130,000 blinded U.S. veterans, giving them what it calls transformative AI technology so they can read documents, navigate their surroundings, and live more independently. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
Did the Cardinals win or lose yesterday? Joe Morgan's got the answer.
From late-game heroics in Kansas City to a tough battle in St. Louis, here's a quick look at your weekend sports. The Royals pulled off a thriller against the Tigers, 5-4. Michael Massey provided the eighth-inning magic, launching a clutch 2-out, 2-run homer to push KC ahead for good. The Royals get to enjoy a well-earned day off today before kicking off a home series against the Twins tomorrow night at 6:40. Meanwhile, over in St. Louis, it was a tough afternoon at Busch Stadium for the Redbirds. The Cardinals couldn't mount a late comeback, dropping a tight 5-3 series finale to the division rival Cincinnati Reds. St. Louis gets right back at it on the home turf tonight, taking on the Cubs at 6:45. Catch all the action on AM 1230 The Talker. Sports is brought to you by Hickman Lawn and Landscape. For professional lawn and landscape solutions in Webb City and Joplin, choose the experts at Hickman Lawn and Landscape. Visit hickmanlawns.com. That's a look at sports. I'm Joe Morgan for News Talk KZRG.
Your news, a service of Galena Liberty Pawn. Need to turn your gold and silver into cash? Get top dollar directly from the refiner and buy gold and silver bullion at Galena Liberty Pawn on South Main Street in Galena, Kansas. I'm Steve Scott.
And I'm Ted Bojorquez.
Next news, 8 o'clock, breaking news as it happens. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk, KZRG. Now, KZRG meteorologist Ken Boone.
Here is your KZRG forecast. Extreme heat warning continues through 7 a.m. Tuesday morning. We have a heat advisory in effect from 7 a.m. Tuesday through 7 p.m. Tuesday. Sunny, dangerously hot and humid today. Temperatures approaching triple digits with a heat index as high as 110 or more in spots. Upper 70s tonight. Sunny, dangerously hot and humid again tomorrow with afternoon highs near 100. Slight chance for showers and storms Tuesday night into early Wednesday. Highs Wednesday low to mid-90s. Better storm chances for the end of the week. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone on the KZRG Storm Center.
Clean sweep this morning on the KZRG Storm Tracker radar. Sunshine 75 Neosho, 79 in Pittsburgh, 80 in Carl Junction, 80 in Joplin. News Talk KZRG with 100 weather updates every 24 hours. KZRG News Time, 7:38.
Conservative, family man, author of The Bald Plan to Reduce Property Taxes. Listen to Scott Schwab.
Property taxes are killing Kansans, but one day it hit me. BALD.
BALD stands for Better Affordable Living by Decreasing Property Taxes. And it's the only detailed plan. Schwab's BALD plan means voter approval for property tax hikes, refunds for unfair assessments, and tax relief for seniors and working families. Listen to Scott Schwab.
I focus on reducing taxes for Kansans. You should keep more. My BALD plan makes sure of it. When I'm governor, we'll get it done.
Finally, a governor with a good head on his shoulders. Author of the BALD Plan to Decrease Property Taxes. Conservative Republican Scott Schwab for governor. Visit scottschwab.com/bald to learn more.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
The wisdom of the praying mantis, chapter 2. I will jump into the road, said the adolescent insect.
I'm going to start an anti-camera campaign. We'll call it Get the Flock Out of Here.
And we'll redo the song by the Brothers Johnson, Get the Flock Out
Oh
of My
my
Face.
God, that is so funny, right? We're still cat sitting, and last night Jeremy and Carter spent about 10 minutes growling at each other. Jeremy was mad, but Carter was trying to play. Good times. That's about right. That's what me and my siblings would do. I'd, start poking at my siblings, like, hey, come play with me, and they get mad at me. Go, Mom! Mom! Teddy's being mean to me.
Were you?
No, I was a perfect child. I was my parents' favorite child. I was completely blameless in anything and everything that they ever said. Whenever my siblings went to tell on me, the first thing I'd always say is whatever they said is a lie. And that's the truth, and the full truth, and nothing but the truth. So
I used to say my brother does it all the time.
It's too bad my siblings aren't here to defend themselves.
GA. Subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
News, talk, commentary, and hard truths. All those can be heard when you tune into the Mark Levin Show every weekday from 5 to 8 on News Talk KZRG. Depend on it.
From Studio 1Z, with the latest news, commentary, and weather, it's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
80 in Joplin. It is 80 in Joplin, and we're not even at 8 o'clock yet. 7:40 is the current KZRG news time. 81 in Miami, 79 in Neosho, 79 in Pittsburgh, excuse me. It is just going to get worse when it comes to heat.
Yeah, it's going to get very much worse for today. We've got an extreme heat warning in effect until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, changing over to a heat advisory from 7 tomorrow morning until 7 tomorrow night. Now, today we're going to expect a high near 100, and the heat index could be as high as 107. In some parts of the area could be higher than 110. For tonight, mostly clear down to 79 for the overnight low. Boy, that's really low for a nighttime low. Tomorrow, sunny and hot. The temperatures could be a little bit warmer, about 101 for the actual high. Heat index could be as high or higher than 110. Mostly cloudy tomorrow night, down to 78. Then cooler on Wednesday, sunny and hot with a high of only 97. But I heard from KZRG meteorologist Ken Boone that maybe by the weekend we might be high in the upper 80s. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, News Talk KZRG. And, of course, with all this extreme heat, if you are unfortunate enough to have a blown AC, or maybe you never had AC, or maybe it just doesn't work very well, you can go to newstalkkzrg.com, and we have an article up of all the cooling centers in southwest Missouri. We're talking Joplin, Webb City, Carthage, Neosho, Carl Junction. So a lot of cooling centers are available to the public. Some of them are city/government run. Some of them are run through private organizations like Souls Harbor and the Salvation Army, things like that. So you can go to newstalkkzrg.com and get a list of cooling centers in the southwest Missouri area. That being said, the Joplin, just a heads up for you, the Joplin Senior Center will be closed this entire week, and the reason why is because their AC is out, ironically enough. And so they had to order new parts, and the new parts won't show up until probably next week. So the Joplin Senior Center, which is usually a cooling center during these trying times, is unfortunately going to be closed all this week. Just a heads up for you. But details can be found at newstalkkzrg.com. All right. Let's get into some hard-hitting news, shall we, Steve?
Oh, let's hit it hard.
Mm-hmm. Ow. My goodness. You don't need to hit me. It's a figure of speech, you monster.
You want me to try it again?
No. Ow. Why do you hate me, Steve?
Because you keep pushing for Thursday night invite. That's why.
Can't argue with that.
Okay.
All right. An area police department will no longer be using flock license plate reader cameras. Now, flock cameras, if you're not aware, they are cameras that are always on, they're always watching, and they use AI to scan the license plate and vehicle data, like make and model, like year, like paint job, like any divot and rivet and bump and bruise that is discernible on the side of a car. Flock cameras that will pick it up, it'll let the PD know. And basically, the reason why these cameras exist, or the logic behind them anyway, is it's like a neural network, so to speak, of cameras across the entire country. And then if a stolen vehicle or a missing person, an Amber Alert or a criminal or whatever, out of the Joplin area, let's say there's a crime, Joplin police will upload all that data, the data they have that they're aware of, like the escape vehicle, for instance, into the flock camera network. And then if that vehicle is pinged via a flock camera in Cincinnati or in Maryland or in California, boop, it'll let the Joplin Police Department know, hey, you were looking for this car and this guy. This camera in Cincinnati or Maryland or California found him, to keep everyone aware. So that's kind of the general idea. Now, some of the concerns about it is it does use AI, and it is always on. And what people will say is, well, it only scans looking for bad guys' cars. And yes, that is true. That is a fact. It's only scanning looking for bad guys' cars. But in order to scan looking for bad guys' cars, it has to scan everybody's car. So everybody that drives past it gets their info scanned.
Big brother.
A little bit. And Pea Ridge, Arkansas also found it to be a little too big brothery. Pea Ridge, Arkansas Police Chief Lynn Hann announced that their police department will no longer be using flock cameras. The Pea Ridge, Arkansas area had flock cameras. Now they are deciding to get rid of them. And he said that there's a good reason for it. He said that, quote, excuse me, this is not a direct quote, but basically he said that residents had voiced concerns about the big brothery side of things. Now, he had noted that he felt his department used the system responsibly and in accordance with standard department policy for flock cameras, and yet despite that, the people weren't all that happy about it. He said that, here's a direct quote, he wrote, quote, effective policing depends not only on using effective tools, but also on maintaining the trust and confidence of the community we serve. Every tool we use must provide sufficient value to justify its financial cost, administrative burden, and impact on public trust, end quote. And ultimately, the police department in Pea Ridge, Arkansas decided that flock cameras were not worth the risk when it comes to public trust. Public trust had dipped to a low because of them.
Yeah, well, it's probably because of stories of them being misused by certain people.
Yes, and that's been happening all over the country. As a matter of fact, I don't mean to pick on anyone in particular here, but as factually speaking here, in the Joplin area, Joplin Police Department has flock cameras. And earlier, I believe it was earlier this year or late last year, the Joplin Police Department came out and announced that a JPD officer had improperly used the department's flock license plate reader system for personal reasons. That's scary. Now, 100% to the credit of the Joplin Police Department. They launched an internal investigation. This was their finding. They then fired that officer, and they came out clean to the public. They told the public that this is what happened. They didn't try to hide it. They announced it. Yes, an officer did, in fact, misuse our flock cameras. That is not good. We have fired them. We are being transparent by telling you, and they have updated their system, their flock camera protocols, in which case, who has access to it and how many, green thumbs you need in order to get access to it, how many approvals, things like that. So the JPD, I think they did a good job in handling that situation. Truly, I do. That being said, Of course it's going to happen. You have a technology like this, AI cameras scanning every car that drives through your community, including the members of the community themselves. Yeah, someone's going to misuse it at some point, and it's going to happen more than once, right?
Kind of gives new meaning to the song. Somebody's watching you.
Mm-hmm. How does that one go?
Yeah, somebody's watching you.
Wow, you really nailed that. So what are your thoughts on flock cameras? It is a controversial thing. You know, the way that Pea Ridge, Arkansas police chief had worded it, this idea that effective policing does depend on really on effective tools that have to answer to three tenets, and those tenets are financial cost, effectiveness, and the impact on public trust. And if any of those tenants get kicked out from underneath it, at what point do you as a community or as a police department start reanalyzing the use of that tool? For instance, I'm sure it would be a really effective tool to just execute every person that commits any crime. That would make crime drop to zero probably really quickly. But that doesn't bode well in terms of public trust, does it? People don't really like the idea of that, and so we don't do that, even though it would probably be an effective way of handling things. So, like flock cameras, I think two things can be true at once. I think it is true that they are incredibly effective for policing. In addition to that, I also think it's true that the public has voiced a lot of concern about them being kind of big brothery, and they do seem a little big brothery.
You know, one of the things that I wish that they could do would be to be able to say when there's a car that's got a temporary plate that's like 2 years old still running. That'd be great, because if it flies,
so you want us to expand the use of flock cameras to catch like minor infractions?
Well, that's not minor. That means that they are driving without a license.
It's
2 years old.
The temporary, well, like a tag, right?
Yeah, the temporary tag.
That doesn't mean you don't have a license. That just means you didn't register your car, which basically means you just didn't pay your tax on it.
I've actually seen some license plates, though, that have stickers clear back like as 22 on them.
For sure. It's a problem that happens. I don't like the idea of using Big Brother and the police state to catch people for minor infractions like not paying their tax on their vehicle. I think people should do it because it's the law, but I don't think that's like a top 10 issue to use like AI-powered Big Brother always watching
maybe 11,
cameras.
Not 10, but maybe 11.
Maybe it's number 11. You know what? You're right. If we were to make a top 20, it would be 11. Good call, Steve. What are your thoughts, though? We want to know. Leave us an open mic message. KZRG News Time, 7:51.
And now, KZRG's Big Three on News Talk KZRG.
Number 3.
A 20-year-old man from Pineville died Saturday after he crashed in rural McDonald County. His 2007 Dodge Caliber was traveling eastbound when his car went off the left side of the road, overcorrected, then shot off the right side of the road and overturned.
Number 2.
As we were just talking about it, a community in Arkansas announcing they will no longer use their Flock license plate reader program. Flock cameras use AI to scan vehicle data as cars drive by. And the Pea Ridge Police Department said that while they find the technology useful, public trust in the technology is low enough to withdraw from the program.
Number 1.
A federal judge said the BBC cannot relitigate the 2021 Capitol riot, but the judge said that the BBC can probe how Trump's January 6th speech was understood by the public as Trump sues the organization for $10 billion. We'll have details as they develop.
Now, the KZRG question of the day.
Yesterday was International Parents' Day. What do your parents mean to you? We want to know. Go to KZRG's Facebook page or leave us an open mic message on the KZRG app. Coming up, your chance to win a complimentary taco, free chips and salsa from the award-winning Ghetto Tacos. Also coming up, Chris Plant at 9, Clay Travis and Buck Sexton at 11, Sean Hannity at 2, Mark Levin at 5. The Vince Show, coming to you live every single weeknight starting at 8. Joe Pags at 11, and then Coast to Coast with George Norrie at 8. On AM 1310, FM 102.9, 105.9. News Talk KZRG. Good morning.
Here is your KZRG forecast. Extreme heat warning continues through 7 a.m. Tuesday morning. We have a heat advisory in effect from 7 a.m. Tuesday through 7 p.m. Tuesday. Sunny, dangerously hot and humid today. Temperatures approaching triple digits with a heat index as high as 110 or more in spots. Upper 70s tonight. Sunny, dangerously hot and humid again tomorrow with afternoon highs near 100. Slight chance for showers and storms Tuesday night into early Wednesday. Highs Wednesday low to mid-90s. Better storm chances for the end of the week. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone in the KZRG Storm Center.
Former Jasper County Treasurer Jeannie Wells for Brent Hensley.
Be very dependable as far as being at work and seeing that everything was done in his office on a daily basis. I think Brent would do an excellent job in the recorder's office. Brent has the integrity that it takes. He is such a people person, and he would protect all the records at all times. I just think he would do an excellent job.
On August 4th, vote Brent Hensley. Paid for by Citizens for Brent Hensley. Randy Wilson, Treasurer.
What gets in the way of eating your favorite foods? What prevents you from smiling in pictures of your most memorable moments? For so many, it's the almighty dollar. The cost is often the deal breaker for the smile that you deserve. But with dental centers, it doesn't have to be. Of course, Mid-America Dental and Hearing Center accepts insurance from Delta Dental, Guardian, Aetna, United, Humana, and over 200 more insurance providers. But they can also help with Care Credit, so you can finally get your dental work completed. Don't let cost keep you from getting the dental care you need. See how you can get the dental care that works for your budget with dental centers.
I'm Brian George, CEO of Mid-America Dental and Hearing Center, just off of I-44, Exit 44, and at midamericadental.com. Changing lives and making smiles at dental centers.
Our best for less in a day at Dental Center.
You know that feeling. Your driver calls and says, "You're not going to like this." It's your first holy cow moment of the day. Maybe it's a blown hub, a trailer that won't brake right, a lighting issue right before a load has to leave. But whatever it is, you know your day and your bottom line is at risk. That's why you need Bennett's Truck and Trailer. They know those holy cow moments hit fast. And when they do, you need someone who knows how to fix a problem and keep you moving. From the biggest fleets to owner-operators running on thin margins, Bennett's is the name people trust when the unexpected threatens to put the brakes on your day. Because at Bennett's, it's not just about parts and repairs, it's about keeping your business on the road. Fast service, experienced techs, dependable solutions. That's why so many companies trust the Bennett way.
I'm Steven.
And I'm Cindy from Bennett's Truck and Trailer. Roll into the shop on Thunder Road in Dunawig or find us online at bennettstrucktrailer.com.
Bennett's Truck and Trailer, the name fleets trust and the service drivers remember.
Today, someone in Joplin needed what you sell. They pulled out their phone, but didn't think of your business. Not because you're not good at what you do, but because they didn't know that you're an option. That's the power of the top-of-mind awareness. People can't choose a business they don't remember, and every time they don't remember you, they remember someone else. Here's the truth. If you're not number 1, 2, or 3 when someone in your market needs your service, you're losing revenue right now. Most businesses chase shortcuts, quick ads, or one-time promotions, but a new Google study confirms what we've known for years. The brands people know before they need them are the ones who win the sale. At Zimmer Marketing, we've built a proven system that builds long-term branding awareness, grows your market share, and increases your revenue. We even have the case studies to prove it. No shortcuts, no guesswork, just a system that truly works. Call Zimmer Marketing today and find out if you're number 1, 2, or 3 in your market. Zimmer Marketing. It just works.
Want to know what's really going on? Then join me, Chris Plant, every weekday from 9 to 11 on News Talk KZRG. Depend on it.
It's the KZRG Morning Challenge.
Your chance to win a complimentary taco, free chips and salsa from the award-winning Ghetto Taco.
To be the winner, be the first one on the phone with the correct answer to the question. 417-782-1310, 417-782-1310. Ted, what's the question?
Today's question is a little U.S. history trivia question. Nailed that one. Here it is. What major patriotic holiday was established on June 14th to commemorate the day the Continental Congress adopted the Stars and Stripes design in 1777? What day is a federal holiday to this day, a patriotic holiday that was established to honor June 14th in commemoration of the Continental Congress adoption of the Stars and Stripes design for our national symbol. 417-782-1310. Steve, what are we giving away?
Complimentary taco plus chips and salsa from the award-winning Ghetto Tacos.
The year was 1777. The date was June 14th. We remember it today as what? In honor of the day that the Continental Congress adopted the Stars and Stripes as the nation's flag. 417-782-1310. News Talk KZRG. What is your guess?
I'm going to guess it's Flag Day.
You are going to guess absolutely correctly. Flag Day indeed. Who do we have here?
This is Jody.
Hey, Jody. What's your favorite radio station?
KZRG.
Oh, I love to hear it, Jody. Love to hear it. Stay on the horn for us if you don't mind, Jody. We'll be with you in just a second. And you have just won a complimentary taco, free chips and salsa from the award-winning Ghetto Taco. Stay with us here, Jody. Yeah, Flag Day is that day.
I throw a flag on that.
Flag on the play, says Steve.
Yeah, it's a flag day.
I'll throw a flag on this play. It is hot. How hot's it going to be, Steve?
As high as about 99 to 100, but it's going to feel like as high as 107 to 110.
Coming up after the news, this might shock you. Even more news. Crazy. Now, we're going to be covering a fraud case. Good morning.
The four states news, talk, and severe weather station. KZRG, KIXQ HD2, Joplin. A free service of Zimmer Marketing. It's 8 o'clock.
It's quieter in the Middle East. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. No American attacks and no Iranian retaliation after bombing had resumed for 13 days in a row. Fox's Trey Yingst reports from Tel Aviv.
For the past 3 nights, the United States has halted strikes against Iran, but the White House is making clear the military option remains on the table as the administration is exploring a variety of options moving forward with both diplomacy and intense economic pressure. The U.S. naval blockade does remain in effect, costing the regime hundreds of millions of dollars per day.
But while the U.S. and Iran paused the fighting, Ukraine's gotten involved.
Iran's foreign minister says a Ukrainian attack on an Iranian commercial vessel cannot go unanswered. Abbas Araghchi was talking after an explosion in the Caspian Sea killed one sailor and injured another. Ukraine says it targeted a Russian warship and vessels used for transporting Iranian-linked military cargo.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage. With the U.S. and Iran pausing and attempts to get back to negotiating, oil prices are plunging, down 6%. Brent crude back to $90 a barrel. Last week it hit 100 again. At the gas pump, though, prices up 11 cents from last Monday. President Trump may talk about all that later today when he goes to Michigan to discuss the economy and visit a GM facility ahead of next week's primaries.
Voters in Michigan will choose nominees for open Senate and governor's races and pick candidates across all of Michigan's 13 congressional districts. Trump won Michigan in 2016 and 2024, so both parties see this as a critical state to win over.
Fox's Alex Hogan. The manhunt continues in Seattle for a second gunman after last night's shooting sent people panicking and running away from a food festival near the Space Needle. 7 people caught in the crossfire. 3 died. Assistant Seattle Fire Chief Tyrone Davis.
We do have one suspect that is being interviewed. We've recovered 2 guns.
A 2-year-old boy among the 4 injured. He's now in stable condition. America's listening to Fox News.
No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk KZRG. Extreme heat warning in effect till 7 tomorrow morning, then a heat advisory in effect from 7 tomorrow morning till 7 tomorrow night. Heading for high between 99 and 100 today. Heat index could be as high as 107 to 110 plus. Your complete forecast with KZRG meteorologist Ken Boone. Following sports, that'll be at 8:08. Sunshine, 79 in Neosho, 81 in Pittsburgh. Now 84 in Galena, 84 in Joplin, FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, News Talk, KZRG. Winners have been announced in the 2026 Focus on Missouri Agriculture Photo Contest. News Talk KZRG Steve Smith. What's going on?
Holly Brown of Webb City won in 2 categories, including the special award for a photo chosen by Governor and Mrs. Mike Kehoe. The contest Best in Show winner was Jordan Crozier of Rich Hill, Missouri. The contest was sponsored by the Missouri Department of Agriculture. There were over 700 people who entered. The winning photos will be on display at the Missouri State Fair August 13th through the 23rd in Sedalia. Steve Smith, News Talk, KZRG.
Get rid of the Missouri income tax? Well, Governor Mike Kehoe thinks so.
The White House has looked at our proposal. Your Economic Development Office has decided that Amendment 5 is the best way to move forward for growing our economy, growing our population, and quite frankly, providing opportunities for Missourians for generations to come. Phase out and eventually eliminate Missouri's income tax, putting money back into Missourians' pockets for them to have the buying power instead of a politician to choose to spend their money on their family and what their needs are that fits their needs the best.
But opponents say it only helps the rich.
Get to know the candidates and the amendments that you're going to be voting on. It's the free Watermelon Feed in the O Show.
Got a lot of information to get to folks, but that's going to be this Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, July the 28th. That's going to be at 6:30 p.m. in Big Spring Park, which is the most scenic municipal park in the state of Missouri.
That's Nick Myers, who says it's going to be a very informative meeting. So come on out. That's tomorrow, and enjoy some watermelon. Sunshine 84, if you see news, text us at 417-782-1310, 805 News Talk, KZRG.
The August 4th primary elections are just around the corner. In fact, early voting has already started in the area. Jasper County Clerk Charlie Davis told News Talk KZRG it's a pretty painless process.
The last 2 weeks prior to the election, anybody can come in and vote absentee for any reason or no reason at all. It's a lot more convenient to come into the courthouse in Carthage or the courts building in Joplin, and you walk in, and it's just at the two courthouses. You have the courthouse in Carthage at 302 South Main, and then 633 South Pearl, the courts building here in Joplin, room 198.
Davis says also to bring your photo ID with you and when you go to the polls.
The arrival of Union Pacific's historic Big Boy steam engine last week in Missouri attracted thousands of railroad buffs. With the story, Sue Danielson.
Joel Rhodes of the State Historical Society of Missouri says the Pacific Railroad, which began in St. Louis in 1851, was one of the first railroads west of the Mississippi. It went bankrupt and was eventually absorbed into Missouri Pacific, also known as MOPAC.
That is the beginnings of Big Boy's route.
Union Pacific bought Missouri Pacific in the 1980s. Rhodes says the railroads transformed Missouri into a once isolated area to part of the national economy. Sue Danielson, Missouri Net.
Well, the Royals were winners yesterday, according to Joe Morgan.
From late game heroics in Kansas City to a tough battle in St. Louis, here's a quick look at your weekend sports. The Royals pulled off a thriller against the Tigers, 5-4. Michael Massey provided the eighth inning magic, launching a clutch 2-out, 2-run homer to push KC ahead for good. The Royals get to enjoy a well-earned day off today before kicking off a home series against the Twins tomorrow night at 6:40. Meanwhile, over in St. Louis, it was a tough afternoon at Busch Stadium for the Redbirds. The Cardinals couldn't mount a late comeback, dropping a tied 5-3 series finale to the division rival Cincinnati Reds. St. Louis gets right back at it on the home turf tonight, taking on the Cubs at 6:45. Catch all the action on AM 1230 The Talker. Sports is brought to you by Hickman Lawn and Landscape. For professional lawn and landscape solutions in Webb City and Joplin, choose the experts at Hickman Lawn and Landscape. Visit hickmanlawns.com. That's a look at sports. I'm Joe Morgan for News Talk KZRG.
Your news, a service of Galena Liberty Pawn. Need to turn your gold and silver into cash? Get top dollar directly from the refiner and buy gold and silver bullion at Galena Liberty Pawn, South Main Street in Galena, Kansas. I'm Steve Scott.
And I'm Joe Morgan.
Next news, 8:30, breaking news as it happens. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk, KZRG. Now, KZRG meteorologist Ken Boone.
Here is your KZRG forecast. Extreme heat warning through 7 a.m. Tuesday. Heat advisory 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Tuesday. Sunny, dangerously hot and humid today. Temperatures approaching triple digits. Heat index as high as 110 or more. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone of the KZRG Storm Center.
Weather is a service Buffalo Run Casino. Proud to welcome Rock Gods to Miami Beach on Route 66, Friday, July 31st. See the greatest tribute on earth for free and let the good times run at Buffalo Run Casino.
No rain showing up this morning on the KZRG Storm Tracker radar. Sunshine, 79 in Neosho, 81 in Pittsburgh, 84 in Diamond, 84 in Joplin. News Talk, KZRG, with 100 weather updates every 24 hours. KZRG News Time, 8:08.
Can you believe politicians nearly doubled state spending since 2019? Yeah, that's twice the rate of inflation.
What do we get for all that extra spending? Nothing.
Yeah, and get this, over 200 loopholes are buried in our tax code, written by lobbyists for wealthy corporations.
Our tax code is rigged against us.
We get taxed on our paycheck, our home, everything we buy.
I guess somebody's got to pay for all that spending.
That's why we need Amendment 5. It puts politicians on a leash.
Forces them to cut taxes and control spending, whether they like it or not.
Amendment 5 closes the loopholes, eliminates income taxes, cuts property taxes, and gives $3,000 a year to average working families.
We decide, not the politicians.
Amendment 5 is the biggest tax cut in Missouri history.
I'm voting yes on Amendment 5. Paid for by Missouri Promise PAC, Mark Ellinger, Treasurer.
This summer, one backyard had everything. Burgers on the grill, kids running through sprinklers, fire pit glowing. Until the mosquitoes arrived. Suddenly, everyone's swatting. The dog won't stop scratching. The cookout moved inside. Fire pit abandoned. It was the summer that should have been. Until one family fought back and called Bug Away Pest Control.
Hey, it's Doug and Rory from Bug Away Pest Control. Don't let backyard pests cancel your summer plans.
Let Bug Away Pest Control use powerful, pet-friendly treatments to treat your yard and stop those pests from returning.
We are the only place you can get Doug and Rory's pest-free guarantee.
Swim, barbecue, and enjoy your backyard this summer without the fleas, ticks, and mosquitoes.
Remember, if you don't see our logo, it's a no-go.
Learn how we can help with your pest problems at bugawaypc.com.
We do exactly what we say. We keep the bugs away.
Customer satisfaction is our #1 goal at Bug Away Pest Control.
Everyone walks through seasons of uncertainty, but you don't have to walk through them alone. At intouch.org, you'll find messages of hope, biblical truth, and encouragement from Dr. Charles Stanley, available anytime you need it. Dive into devotionals, watch sermons, or explore resources that help you draw closer to God day by day. When you're ready to refocus your heart and renew your faith, visit intouch.org. It may be exactly what your soul needs today.
Here it comes.
Surprise! There's an avocado shortage! Now half your food truck menu is costing more than it's making you! Also, you're out of napkins! Those aren't cheap!
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise, saving 10% or more on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, an ice cream truck stole your parking spot! Looks like you're in a turf war!
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Radio infotainment live from the Downstream Casino Resort Studio. You're listening to News Talk KZRG. Depend on it. From Studio 1Z, with the latest news, commentary, and weather, it's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
The current KZRG news time is 8:10 this Monday morning, and unfortunately, we have nothing but bad news for you on the weather front.
Yeah, I think your exact word is blech. It's going to be very, very hot over the next few days. In fact, today and tomorrow, extremely hot. We have an extreme heat warning in effect until 7 tomorrow morning, changing over to heat advisory at 7 tomorrow morning till 7 tomorrow night. The high today, actual high near 100. Heat index values as high as 107 to 110 plus. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and hot. High in the 100 to 101 range. Heat index values as high as 110 or higher for tomorrow. Cool down coming on Wednesday, partly cloudy or partly sunny and hot. High of only 97. So it's going to be a little bit cooler on Wednesday. And then there's a possibility of some showers and thunderstorms. And according to KZRG meteorologist Ken Boone, highs in the 80s, possibly on Saturday and Sunday of this week.
It's FM 102.9, 105.9 AM 1310, News Talk KZRG. And if you're someone whose AC is out or doesn't work well, or maybe you never even had it to begin with, you can go to newstalkkzrg.com. We have a list of cooling centers that are available in southwest Missouri. And under what conditions they are available. Pretty much all of them are going to be available. Some of them are government run. Some of them are just local organizations that like to help out the community. So you can see that list at newstalkkzrg.com. Also, something you can find at newstalkkzrg.com is all the election information that you need for the August 4th election, ballot, vote. What do you want to call it, Steve?
Ballot, vote.
Ballot, vote. Yeah, all the information you need, like sample ballots, sample ballot language. We're talking things like who's running for what seats, all the amendment information you need. All that can be found at news.kzrg.com/elections. Things like maybe you don't know what your precinct is. Maybe you're a Missouri voter and you go, what's the difference between Missouri House Representatives District 160 and 158? Well, they're both in Southwest Missouri. Where's the line? Does 158 represent Carthage or Neosho or Joplin? Or what about 132? What does that represent? All those maps can be found at newstalkkzrg.com. They're super, super easy to read. You can literally look at the map, and we tested this, within 6 seconds, you can figure out what district you're in. It's super easy to read. Go to newstalkkzrg.com, click on the elections headquarters, get all the details there. All right, let's get into some news here, shall we? A woman now being charged in a $32 million COVID-19 pandemic relief fraud scheme has been captured in Jamaica.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She defrauded, allegedly, innocent until proven guilty in this country, but allegedly defrauded the American taxpayer, you. She took $32 million of your dollars and then tried to hide in Jamaica. And she was finally caught and ultimately was extradited back to the United States, where she will be standing trial. 41-year-old Elaine Esco is her name, and she was, believe it or not, one of the FBI's most wanted coronavirus fraud fugitives. She was on the top 10 list.
Wow.
Yeah. So apparently, allegedly, she had arrived in Florida over the weekend, late last week, to face these charges in the court of law. Now, Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche of the United States had said, or rather written in a statement, quote, "This most wanted fraudster allegedly obtained tens of millions of COVID-19 relief, stealing critical resources from legitimate businesses during a national crisis. She fled the country, believing that she could escape justice, but ultimately could not. Those who exploit taxpayer-funded programs will be held accountable by this Department of Justice, no matter how long it takes or where they attempt to hide," end quote. Now, allegedly, back in the good old days of COVID-19, this woman basically defrauded the Paycheck Protection Program, the Restaurant Revitalization Fund, and the Shuttered Venue Operations Grant, and the Economic Injury Disaster Loan funds. All of these funds she dipped into. All of these funds were made for American businesses that were struggling because of a COVID virus. And she decided that actually all these grants are for me, myself, and I. And she took your money that could have gone to local businesses, local restaurants that shut down, local vendors that shut down, people that lost their jobs. The money that would have gone to subsidize their paycheck, to keep them employed, to survive the pandemic for their family, she decided actually that money's for me. I'm going to take it, and I'm going to buy a boat, and I'm going to buy some furs, I'm going to buy a new weave, I'm going to get me some necklaces. That's what she decided that money was for.
And she's even going to take a trip to Jamaica.
And she'll take a trip to Jamaica with that money. Allegedly. Innocent until proven guilty in this country, which is such a shame that this happens. And this is why the Trump administration and conservatives are all in on stopping fraudsters. They're all in on it. They're all in holding them accountable. And why Democrats don't seem to be a fan of that is beyond me. It is one of the most vexing tenets of their party, that they are completely fine with fraudsters just milling about taking this money. And as a matter of fact, it's ironic, too, because if you look at the history of fraudsters, well, I would say the modern history of fraudsters in the last 10 years, where are all the stories coming out of? Where are all the fraudsters targeting primarily right now?
Democratic states for the most part.
Democratic states for the most part. They're targeting daycare centers, obviously.
Luring centers.
Luring centers. That whole daycare center thing, all that money that those fraudsters took would have gone to low-income families to make sure that their children have child care and an education. The very thing that the left purports to be all about. Hey, universal basic child care. We need universal child care for every family. Here's a program that does that. Those fraudsters took money from that program, stopping low-income families from getting access to the very thing that they're fighting for. Why would the left and why would Democrats not be all in on stopping those fraudsters? Look at this. During the COVID-19 pandemic, it was the left's idea to have a paycheck protection program, a restaurant revitalization fund, a shuttered venue operations grant, an economic injury disaster loan. These are socialist ideas. Oh, there's an emergency? The government should dole out money to these local businesses to help them out. That is by definition a socialist thing. Let's share the money. Everyone put money in, and then we share it to people that need it most. Socialist. And this person defrauded it, stopping people that were hurt by this from being positively impacted by this socialist idea. And crickets from the left and Democrats. I don't get why they of all people should be the most vehement about defending or rather capturing fraudsters. They should be the loudest voices in that fight, and they aren't.
They might just be believing that the government has unlimited funds. I mean, they can just print more money.
Yeah, maybe. So the whole thing is bizarre. But anyway, they caught this lady who allegedly did all of this. Though I will say she's just one of many in this fraud scheme. Apparently it was a bit of a network. And apparently some of the others were already convicted. So she probably did it. But again, innocent until proven guilty, of course. All right. Moving on from there. Another quick story for you. Just a heads up, with all this crazy heat going on in the 4 states and really the nation, this is actually a nationwide heat wave that is impacting tens of millions of Americans nationwide. But with that, you can go to newstalkkzrg.com and get a list of cooling centers in Southwest Missouri that might help you out. We're talking cooling centers in Joplin, Webb City, Neosho, Carthage, Carl Junction, so on and so forth. Quick little update for you. The Joplin Senior Center, which is typically open as a cooling center during such heating times, unfortunately, they are closed all this week. And ironically enough, the reason why is because their air conditioning is out.
Yep, they've ordered the parts and they're on the way, but they're not going to be here in time for this heat wave.
No, not for this heat wave. Perhaps the next one. Fingers crossed. KZRG News Time, 8:20.
And now, KZRG's Big 3 on News Talk KZRG.
Number 3.
A 20-year-old from Pineville died on Saturday after he crashed in rural McDonald County. His 2007 Dodge Caliber was traveling eastbound when his car went off the left side of the road, overcorrected, then shot off the right side of the road and overturned.
Number 2.
A community in Arkansas announcing they will no longer use their Flock license plate reader program. Flock cameras use AI to scan vehicle data as cars drive by, and the Pea Ridge Police Department said while they find the technology useful, public trust in the technology is low enough to withdraw from the program.
Number 1.
A federal judge said that the BBC cannot relitigate the 2021 Capitol riot, but the judge did say that the BBC can probe how Trump's January 6th speech was understood by the public as Trump sues the organization for $10 billion. We're going to add the details as they develop.
Now, the KZRG question of the day.
Yesterday was National Parents Day. What are your thoughts on your parents? What do your parents mean to you? We want to know. Go to KZRG's Facebook page or text us at 417-782-1310. What do your parents mean to you? Coming up, a look at technology with Kim Commando on News Talk KZRG.
Here is your KZRG forecast. Extreme heat warning continues through 7 a.m. Tuesday morning. We have a heat advisory in effect from 7 a.m. Tuesday through 7 p.m. Tuesday. Sunny, dangerously hot and humid today. Temperatures approaching triple digits with a heat index as high as 110 or more in spots. Upper 70s tonight. Sunny, dangerously hot and humid again tomorrow with afternoon highs near 100. Slight chance for showers and storms Tuesday night into early Wednesday. Highs Wednesday low to mid-90s. Better storm chances for the end of the week. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone on the KZRG Storm Center.
Good morning, everybody.
Wow, I'm getting a spam call already this hour of the day.
I think the extra spending came from ARPA COVID stuff. The left likes to claim that Waltz and everyone else were already working on and catching the fraudsters, and Trump just wanted to take credit for it. Yeah, no, that's one of the dumbest things ever. I totally agree. Austin said, anyone else notice that a lot of emails have been coming in lately with attempts to access accounts? I have been really good at making sure 2FA is turned on. Oh, two-factor authentication is turned on. And I've had like at least 30 to 40 attempts this month to log into my Missouri lottery account. My Instagram account just sent me a code to log in. Oh my God, Austin, that's really scary, dude. Ubisoft account supposedly has been signed in on, but I have changed my password like 50 times and logged all people out. Yeah, good call, Austin. Dude, that sucks. They got your number, bro. They have got your number. You clicked on something or somebody sent your data to someone because that's pretty far into the scamming system, man. I get like spam calls and stuff, but never do they get to the point where they're actually trying to log in. That sucks.
On the battlefield, there's a saying men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
A Chicago school with 0 teachers is enrolling kids right now for the fall semester. Naturally, AI is involved. I'm Kim Commando for NetSuite. AI isn't the future, AI is here. And for the first time ever, you can try NetSuite Next for free. If your revenues are over 7 figures, visit netsuite.ai/Kim. It's called Alpha School. Here's the model. Kids do academics for 2 hours a day using a one-on-one AI tutor. It's trained to quickly adapt to the child's personality and learning. The rest of the day is filled with life skills, projects, and public speaking. There are adults in the room, but they aren't teachers. They're called guides. The school claims kids learn faster. Supporters claim every child gets the one thing the best schools offer, a personal tutor with endless patience. Skeptics, and there are plenty, claim that AI with no feelings or empathy can't spot the hungry, the bullied, or the undiscovered gifted one. Both sides in this argument love kids, but both sides simply cannot be right. For more stories to make sure that you're tech ahead, get my free newsletter at getkim.com. Every business owner I talk to is asking the same question. How do I make AI work for my business? My answer, don't wait. Your competitors are already using AI to work smarter, move faster, and make better decisions. In fact, there's a saying that every day your business is late to AI, you fall 2 days behind. NetSuite by Oracle is the #1 AI-powered cloud ERP trusted by more than 43,000 businesses. It brings your financials, your inventory, commerce, HR, and CRM together in one system. And when everything is connected in one place, AI has the information it needs to help you make smarter decisions. So instead of relying on guesswork, you're working from real-time data across your business. How do I know? We're implementing NetSuite at my own business right now, and I can already see the impact it's having on how we operate. For the first time ever, you can try NetSuite Next for free. If your revenues are at least in the 7 figures, go to netsuite.ai/Kim. It's built for every industry, ready for every boardroom. netsuite.ai/Kim.
Hi, this is Vince Colonnese. Tonight at 8, right after Mark Levin, will break down the news, connect the dots, and give you the real story on News Talk KZRG.
It's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
Just before 8:30 is the KZRG news time. Just before being in actual hell. That's how hot it is this morning.
Wow, I've never heard you put it that way before. That's
dude,
neat.
it feels that way. The fires of Satan are burning across the country.
Yeah, and they don't have air conditioning down there. Extreme heat warning in effect until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Then it goes to a heat advisory from 7 tomorrow morning until 7 tomorrow night. It's going to be just basically sunny. It's going to be hot. In fact, the high today is going to be around 100. Heat index values between 107 and 110 plus. So it could be even higher than 110 plus. Tonight, mostly clear with the overnight low down to 79. That's not very cool. Then tomorrow, mostly sunny and hot with a high of around possibly 101. Heat index values as high as 110 or higher. And then it's going to be having a cool down on Wednesday, partly sunny and hot with a much cooler 97 for the actual temperature. That according to KZRG meteorologist Ken Boone.
Coming up after the news in less than 10 minutes at around 8:40, we're going to be talking about a couple stories here. Number one, a local Joplin homeowners program that you may or may not be eligible for. And number two, an update on what's going on with the Iran war, specifically its costs. So that is something that we're going to be taking a look at, along with more on this extreme heat. It's FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, and on your smart speaker, it's News Talk KZRG.
At 8:30, I'm Steve Scott.
And I'm Ted Pojorquez.
Here's what's trending on News Talk KZRG.
Iran's next steps.
DNC chair controversy.
Extreme heat warning.
No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk. KZRG. Extreme heat warning in effect until tomorrow morning at 7. Heat advisory in effect 7 tomorrow morning till 7 tomorrow night. Heading for an actual high of around 99 to 100. Heat index could be 107 to 110. Your complete forecast with KZRG meteorologist Ken Boone. Following sports, that'll be at 8:38. Sunshine, 79 in Neosho, 81 in Pittsburgh. It's 84 in Columbus, 84 in Joplin. FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310. News Talk, KZRG.
Hey, really quickly here, we got a little bit of breaking news. As it turns out, according to reports, the Democratic Socialists of America have surged in popularity.
Of America was formed back in 1982 and remained a fringe organization really until Bernie Sanders brought it to the main stage in 2016. Even at that time, they had just about 5,000 members. But interest was sparked in young people. Then we saw DSA-based candidates like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez start winning local and national elections. The organization's footprint expanded, pushing proposals like Medicare for All and the Green New Deal. The DSA's national co-chair said on Fox News Sunday yesterday, establishment Democrats are in for a fight.
Right now, they have not been delivering, and our candidates are and have been, and it's resonating with voters.
Now, Rummer herself, who you heard from there, she's part of the group's Red Star Caucus, which favors breaking away from the Democratic Party as a whole.
DNC Chair Ken Martin is in hot water following a human resources complaint. Alex Hogan tells News Talk KZRG.
A new report detailing how Chair Ken Martin reportedly threw his phone at the desk of a junior aide while berating them. The New York Times writing, quote, that the phone tossing incident resulted in a formal complaint to the DNC's Human Resources Department. The fallout from the phone throwing episode was described by half a dozen people familiar with the incident. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries addressed that report.
Yes, the chairman has my full support. What we've seen over the last 18 plus months is that Democrats have won every single meaningful election up and down the ballot across the country.
Mr. Martin later met with DNC Human Resources officials about his behavior.
Meanwhile, this extreme heat wave now impacting tens of millions of Americans.
Kansas City, we got a big ridge of high pressure that's baking our country. Typical summer-like pattern, by the way, but some of these temperatures are extreme, which is why we have the heat warnings in place. The extreme heat warning, it goes from the south all the way to the Midwest with dew points. That's how much moisture is in the atmosphere creeping at that very high level. It's going to be air you can wear. So take it easy out there. Lots of water. Take breaks. We have afternoon highs that will be pushing into the triple digits. But again, when you throw in the humidity, it is going to feel stifling.
Sunshine, 84, going on 8:33. News Talk, KZRG.
Winners have been announced in the 2026 Focus on Missouri Agriculture Photo Contest. Steve Smith, what's up?
Holly Brown of Webb City won in 2 categories, including the special award for a photo chosen by Governor and Mrs. Mike Keogh. The contest Best in Show winner was Jordan Crozier of Rich Hill, Missouri. The contest was sponsored by the Missouri Department of Agriculture. There were over 700 people who entered. The winning photos will be on display at the Missouri State Fair August 13th through the 23rd in Sedalia. Steve Smith, News Talk, KZRG.
Get rid of the Missouri income tax? Missouri Governor Mike Keogh says yes.
The White House has looked at our proposal. Your Economic Development Office has decided that Amendment 5 is the best way to move forward for growing our economy, growing our population, and quite frankly, providing opportunities for Missourians for generations to come. Phase out and eventually eliminate Missouri's income tax, putting money back into Missourians' pockets for them to have the buying power instead of a politician to choose to spend their money on their family and what their needs are that fits their needs the best.
Opponents say it only helps the rich. If you see news, text us at 417-782-1310. Sunshine 84, 834, News Talk, KZRG.
She helped move more than $220,000 of meth money, and now a woman from Grove will be spending 2 years in prison. 45-year-old Lindsay Cornell conducted 142 financial transactions involving drug proceeds sent to suppliers, couriers, and dealers within both the United States and Mexico. She's one of just 9 people charged in this investigation.
A Missouri convention is going to be offering free Ray-Ban Meta AI glasses to blinded U.S. veterans today.
The American Council of the Blind says from 1 to 5 p.m. Central Time, eligible veterans who are blind can pick up a free pair of Ray-Ban Meta AI glasses at the Hyatt St. Louis while supplies last. The giveaway comes during the organization's 2026 CCB Conference and Convention. Organizers say those eligible can also receive a complimentary day pass. The initiative is part of Meta's partnership with the Blinded Veterans Association, the tech company committing to donate the eyewear to 130,000 blinded U.S. veterans, giving them what it calls transformative AI technology so they can read documents, navigate their surroundings, and live more independently. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
How'd the Cardinals do yesterday? Joe Morgan's got the answer.
From late game heroics in Kansas City to a tough battle in St. Louis, here's a quick look at your weekend sports. The Royals pulled off a thriller against the Tigers, 5-4. Michael Massey provided the 8th inning magic, launching a clutch 2-out, 2-run homer to push KC ahead for good. The Royals get to enjoy a well-earned day off today before kicking off a home series against the Twins tomorrow night at 6:40. Meanwhile, over in St. Louis, it was a tough afternoon at Busch Stadium for the Redbirds. The Cardinals couldn't mount a late comeback, dropping a tied 5-3 series finale to the division rival Cincinnati Reds. St. Louis gets right back at it on the home turf tonight, taking on the Cubs at 6:45. Catch all the action on AM 1230 The Talker. Sports is brought to you by Hickman Lawn and Landscape. For professional lawn and landscape solutions in Webb City and Joplin, choose the experts at Hickman Lawn and Landscape. Visit hickmanlawns.com. That's a look at sports. I'm Joe Morgan for News Talk KZRG.
Your news, the service of Galena Liberty Pawn. Need to turn your gold and silver into cash? Get top dollar directly from the refiner and buy gold and silver bullion at Galena Liberty Pawn, South Main Street in Galena, Kansas. I'm Steve Scott.
And I'm Ted Bojorquez.
Next news, 9 o'clock, breaking news as it happens. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk, KZRG. Now, KZRG meteorologist Ken Boone.
Here is your KZRG forecast. Extreme heat warning continues through 7 a.m. Tuesday morning. We have a heat advisory in effect from 7 a.m. Tuesday through 7 p.m. Tuesday. Sunny, dangerously hot and humid today. Temperatures approaching triple digits with a heat index as high as 110 or more in spots. Upper 70s tonight. Sunny, dangerously hot and humid again tomorrow with afternoon highs near 100. Slight chance for showers and storms Tuesday night into early Wednesday. Highs Wednesday low to mid-90s. Better storm chances for the end of the week. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone on the KZRG Storm Center.
Clean sweep this morning on the KZRG Storm Tracker radar. Sunshine, 79 in Neosho, 81 in Pittsburgh, 84 in Webb City, 84 in Joplin. News Talk, KZRG with 100 weather updates every 24 hours. KZRG News Time, 8:38.
Bill, you're an old politician.
Yup, sure am.
So you know the old-timers warned that someone trying to sell you a pig in a poke was a con man.
Well, sure.
Well, no offense, Tom, but your politician's Amendment 5 is a pig in a poke, allowing politicians to raise our taxes without a vote of the people. And the politician's Amendment 4 takes away our power to do anything about it. Well, let's look at what's really inside Forward 5.
Oh, don't do that.
5 hits hardest seniors and those struggling financially with new taxes on services like doctor visits, in-home care, and rent. Sales taxes could more than triple. For up to 80% of Missourians, it's a tax hike. And Amendment 4 ends majority.
Good morning, everybody.
Voters in one district to effectively end our power to stop corruption and out-of-control spending and taxing. No, Tom, 4 and 5 are schemes.
She said, I don't understand how beards are so popular in the summer. They're popular in the summer, Teresa, for one reason only. It's so hot that I don't want to do anything. And I don't want to shave because it's so hot. By the time I get home, all I want to do is lay on the floor and wallow in self-pity and be sad at the heat. I spent last week, I probably spent a good 27 hours collectively over the course of 7 days laying on the floor and being angry at God for making it so hot. I laid on the floor, I had a small stick, and I shook it up in the air at God.
You could get an app. There's an app for that now that you could talk to God through an app.
AI Jesus is a thing. So is AI Buddha. There's also an AI Allah. And I believe there is an AI Vishnu as well. The Hindu god Vishnu. I believe there's an AI Vishnu as well.
Is there an AI Satan?
Probably. I don't know. It's a good question. It's full of good questions.
Is there an AI for atheists?
An AI for atheists? I think that's what AI is. AI is just God for atheists.
The second dumpster was too big.
I don't own that much junk.
Then she found the yellow box from Big John's roll-off service.
This dumpster is just right.
Big John's.
Hey, I'm the Big John from Big John's Roll-Off Service.
And I'm the wife, Claire.
And our yellow box special gives you 15 to 20 yards of space and is the same footprint as a smaller box, but taller, so you can fit more.
It's perfect for garage cleanouts, home projects and remodels, moving, downsizing, or finally tackling that backyard pile you've been ignoring.
For just $400, you get 7 days of rental and the first 2,000 pounds of debris.
But we've only got 3 yellow boxes, so once they're booked, they're booked.
Reserve yours today at BigJohnsRolloff.com.
When you've got big waste, you need Big John's.
Big on service, big on savings. Big John's.
Hey, your friend Sean Hannity here. Every weekday starting at 2, I am live on FM 102.9 and AM 1310 News Talk KZRG. Tune in. Stay up to date.
From Studio 1Z with the latest news, commentary, and weather. It's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
It's going to be a hot one today and tomorrow for sure. It's going to be very hot, so hot that we have an extreme heat warning in effect until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. That'll be followed by a heat advisory in effect from 7 tomorrow morning until 7 tomorrow night. Now, the way it's looking like for today, the high is going to be near 100. Heat index values as high as 107. Some areas could see above 110 for the heat index today. Mostly sunny and hot tomorrow with a high near 101. Heat index values again as high as 110 or higher in parts of the area. Wednesday, though, a cool down. It's going to be only 97 with partly sunny and hot. Thursday, we've got a 50. Make that a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Partly sunny and hot with a high of only 96. Now, by the weekend, we should be up in the upper 80s for the highs. So we've got a little bit cooler weather coming this weekend. That according to KZRG meteorologist Ken Boone.
Yes, indeed. KZRG News Time just after 8:40. Ted Bojorquez.
And Steve Scott.
On AM 1310, FM 102.9, 105.9. News Talk KZRG. With this extreme heat in the area, you can go to newstalkkzrg.com. And on our website, we have a listicle, if you will, of cooling centers in southwest Missouri. In Joplin, for instance, there's 4 of them. Some of them are city-run, some of them are not. Some of them are just through nonprofit organizations. For instance, Souls Harbor not a city-run organization, but they have a location in Joplin that is open as a cooling center. The Salvation Army does as well. Joplin Public Library is a cooling center. That's government-run. Joplin First Church of the Nazarene is a cooling center. Joplin City Hall, that's a city-run cooling center. Joplin Regional Airport Terminal, I should say, also available to you as well. Joplin Health Department. And normally the Joplin Senior Center is a cooling center during times of such extreme heat. Unfortunately, the Joplin Senior Center will be closed all this week. And the reason why, ironically enough, is because their air conditioning is broken.
Yeah, They got the parts ordered, but they're not going to be here until Friday at the earliest, possibly even into the next week.
Mm-hmm. So that's in Joplin. In Webb City, there's the Webb City Public Library and the Webb City Senior Center. In Carthage, there's the Carthage Public Library and the Carthage Senior Center. Neosho has some facilities. Carl Junction has some facilities. You can go to newstalkkzrg.com, click on this story, and get all the details should you need access to a cooling center. And for those that are thinking to yourself, well, I don't need to go to a cooling center. I have the fountain at Spiva Park. I can go take a dip in there. No, you cannot. That is not for swimming in. Please just go to the cooling center like a normal human being.
And don't forget, make sure that your pets, if they're outside, have fresh, cool water all day long. Also, check up on your elderly neighbors and relatives. Make sure that they're doing okay and not getting in too hot of a situation for themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Great point there, Steve. And your elderly coworkers as well. For instance, Steve, I would love to check up on you tomorrow morning, or actually, you know what?
Thursday night, about 6 o'clock.
I think Thursday's a great time to check in on you. What's your street address, complete with zip code? And I'll check up on you Thursday night.
555-1212.
Is that so? Steve said star 67911. All right, let's get into some other news here. But yeah, anyway, that list can be found at news.kzrg.com. In some other news for you this very merry morning, the city of Joplin is hosting a new lead hazard reduction program known as the Lead Safe Joplin program. And this is designed to help eligible homeowners identify and control lead-based paint hazards within the city of Joplin. KZRG News Time 8:45. Now, qualified homeowners. Who is qualified for this? Well, this program is open to owner-occupied homes. So if you are someone that owns a bunch of houses, sorry, Charlie, got to pay for your own lead paint testing. But if you own a home in Joplin and you live in that home, you can apply. And if your home was built before 1978, those are the two things. Home's got to be built before 1978, and you have to live in the home that you own. And the reason why is because post-1978, lead paint was pretty much, starting to get phased out.
Oh, yeah.
Much less of a thing. Now, households with children under 6 or pregnant residents, they will have priority. If you own a home built before 1978 in Joplin city limits and you have a kid that's under 6 and or you're pregnant, you are immediately put on the very top of the list, which is cool. Now, basically what this program does is they will send some peeps out, some homies, and they will do a lead-based paint inspection and risk assessment, along with paint stabilization and hazard removal, and if need be, if it's gotten so bad that the lead has seeped into the soil, they will even do soil remediation where it's needed. And there's a bunch of other things. Now, this is a program that has about more than, I believe it was $3.5 million of funding, just about $3.5 million of funding. Now, we asked Joplin Mayor Rob O'Brien, $3-point-something million bucks? Boy, that's a big swing for the city, is it not? That's a lot of local tax money going into that. Well, as it turns out, 90% of that money is from the federal government, and the city of Joplin was only required to match 10%. So the city put in about $3.3 or $3.5, or excuse me, $330,000 or $350,000.
That's not bad.
No, it's not bad
for a job like this.
Yeah, so let's just round it out here. Let's say it's $350,000. $350,000 turns into $3.5 million to look at lead in our environment, in our area. That's pretty cool. I don't have beef with that. So anyway, details can be found at news.kzrg.com. Moving on from there, a little bit on the global side of things, the not war with Iran still rages on. I call it a not war because the Trump administration and the Department of War have said it's not a war, and they know for a fact it's not a war because if it was a war, then Congress would have to vote on whether or not to go to war, and they didn't vote on it, so that, by definition, makes this not a war. So it's an incursion, I suppose.
Expedition.
Hey, an expedition. They're doing some exploring over there.
An exercise.
Look,
we got to stay in shape.
We got to stay in shape. We need our troops to run back and forth from their barracks to the drone bays where they launch drones. So it's good for the cardio, good for the heart, as are beans, apparently. But
beans.
Beans, they're good for your heart. The more you eat, the more you... I have news to read, Steve. Stop distracting me.
Okay.
All right. The Department of War, Pete Hegseth, said he claimed that the not war with Iran has cost the American taxpayer $37.5 billion. That's what he said. Unfortunately, a lot of government watchdogs, many of which are conservative-leaning, are saying, no.
Yeah, it's a little bit more than that, I think.
They are putting it more in the $100 billion category, not $37.5 billion.
Well, maybe it didn't include damage that was done to some of the other foreign bases.
And that's exactly right. Now, I will say there's a lot of difficulty in analyzing the cost of a not war, such as the one with Iran, in that how do you define what to count for the total cost? Is it just the payroll for our troops? Do you also count the cost of missiles and bullets that are used? Well,
airplane fuel.
And plane fuel, do you count that? Okay, well, let's say you do count the use of missiles and bullets that are used. Well, if you already bought the missiles and bullets, and technically they're free, they're already paid for. But then you need to buy more to replenish those stockpiles. Do you count that as part of it, even though technically you didn't use those missiles and bullets? Technically, they're just in the stockpile.
And the cost for fuel for the planes has gone up because of the war.
Cost has gone up because of the war. Do you count damage to military bases? Iran, listen, I hate to report this news, but it's true. Iran has been missiling the heck out of our bases in the Middle East. Do we count that as part of the cost of the war? The cost to rebuild those bases? All of this has to go into the formula, and some people use different numbers. And why it's kind of hard to nail down an exact cost of this not war is because it kind of depends on what numbers you count, what costs you tabulate in that final cost of the war. Looks like Pete Hegseth isn't counting a whole heck of a lot. But if you were to count the cost of replenishing armaments, if you were to count damage to military bases, if you were to count fuel, if you were to count payroll, if you were to count all these things, intelligence, all that, more than $100 billion gone out to fight this not war with Iran.
That's a lot of money.
A lot of money. A lot of your money. A lot of your money. KZRG News Time, 8:50.
And now, KZRG's Big Three on News Talk, KZRG.
Number 3.
A 20-year-old man from Pineville, dead. He died Saturday after he crashed in rural McDonald County. His 2007 Dodge Caliber was traveling eastbound when his car went off the left side of the road, overcorrected, then shot off the right side of the road and overturned.
Number 2.
A community in Arkansas announcing they will no longer use their Flock license plate reader program. Flock cameras use AI to scan vehicle data as cars drive by, and the Pea Ridge Police Department said that while they find the technology useful, the public trust in the technology is low enough to withdraw from the program.
Number 1.
A federal judge said that the BBC cannot relitigate the 2021 Capitol riot, but the judge said the BBC can probe how Trump's January 6th speech was understood by the public, as Trump sues the organization for $10 billion. We'll have details as they develop.
Now, the KZRG question of the day.
What do your parents mean to you? Yesterday was National Parents Day. What do your parents mean to you? We want to know. Go to the KZRG's Facebook page or text us at 417-782-1310. Coming up, Chris Plant Show. Joining us at 9, Clay Travis and Buck Sexton. Cracking the mic at 11, Sean Hannity at 2, Mark Levin at 5. The Vince Show, starring Vince Colonnese, will be coming your way at 8 o'clock tonight. Followed by Joe Pags at 11, and Coast to Coast with George Norrie at the mid of the night. It's FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310. And on your smart speaker, it's News Talk KZRG.
Here is your KZRG forecast. Extreme heat warning continues through 7 a.m. Tuesday morning. We have a heat advisory in effect.
Good morning, everybody. Sarisa, I got bad news for you. There are already apps that have AI Jesus. I'm not that. It sounds like I'm making it up. It is actually real. I have seen them. They actually do have AI Buddha, and they also have AI Yahweh and AI Allah. Let me see what it's called. AI Jesus app. It is 100% a thing. Some of them, yeah. So some of them are chatbots, and some of them are video avatars designed to simulate conversations with Jesus Christ and other biblical figures. So there's a John, there's a Peter, there's a Paul, there's a there's a bunch of them. Oh yeah, look at this. The AP reported on this back in April. I just knew about this from virtue of being on the internet, but it was such a big issue that AP reported on it in April of this year. They charge one company charges $1.99 per minute to talk with Jesus Christ himself. So I don't know what stage. I don't know. I mean, we're in late stage capitalism. We're in late stage faith. If we're making AI Jesus Christ and charging people money for it, I don't know where we're at in our society, but it's a dark place. I'll tell you that.
This is a new version of 900 numbers.
Yeah, exactly.